Are we doing this?
Hello?
We did it.
Hello.
We did
You're
it.
there.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
God,
Hello.
God.
We're actually here. We're live. Oh my god.
Okay.
How did this
Bye.
Oh,
I
okay.
have the right.
Wait, bye. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, okay.
What do you want to
Okay,
be?
bye.
Snowman. Come out and play.
No,
God,
cuddly,
no.
come back, please.
Hell, you gotta come out the door.
Hold on, I'm refreshing my bot. because it's been-
Cuddly, come out of the closet.
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm comfy in here. Besides, I already came out like 5 years ago. And now I went back in because it's just
'Cause
cozy and
coats
warm.
and blankets.
Coats and blankets.
Coats and
Goats
blankets.
and
I
blankets.
feel that.
What do you mean
Oh,
Nana's
God.
so small? Oh my god, fine. Just for you. Okay. Okay. Is that better?
It's really weird trying to like fix the cameras for everyone. It's just we live with this.
I don't move. This is the exact same position I'm in every time I stream. My chair is in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
but
don't
you don't have
know.
a pet where you have to
Aussie-
adjust your chair depending on whether or not they want to sit in your
Yeah,
lap.
yeah. Aussie always using the same position isn't always a good thing. You know?
Wow.
Oh.
People get bored of that sort of
Called out.
Oh.
You guys might say boring. I say comfortable. Thank you very much.
thing. Maybe comfortable for you.
I'm so glad Noctis.
All I'm gonna say is Ditto's a shapeshifter, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Are
Let's move on.
we doing D&D? Are we doing D&D?
I don't know.
No,
What
we're
are we
playing
doing?
DBD.
Josie, take the wheel.
Take the wheel. Amanita, take the wheel.
okay, let's go. Let's
DM
go.
Doggo. Let's go.
Yep, doggo. Yes.
Honestly, am I even awake?
I don't even
don't
know.
think
yeah,
so.
you are. Yeah.
This is probably
Alright.
a collective fever dream. Welcome.
Welcome. Hmm.
Oh god. Here we are.
You can do it, Josie.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to
I
the
am-
38th episode of Dramonia, our Sunday
Oh,
night
thank you.
D&D sessions. We're here. Some of us are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. A few of us are not. Doggo, certainly. He's always bright-eyed and
And the saddest
bushy-tailed.
doggo on the planet.
I feel that too. Same doggo, same. Same.
Wait, you want to go outside
Fine.
and chase a ball?
No, I want to go outside and shit.
Oh.
There's bear shit in the woods.
All right, I'm making a mental note to dial it down for this session. I'm gonna get. Oh dear.
I love this already.
What?
Oh, dear. But yeah, we're here. Are we? Do we want to just jump straight into it, or?
I mean, you've taken the wheel.
I've
You
taken
do.
the wheel. Okay, all right. Well, all right.
There's
Well,
no letting go now.
okay, fair enough. Okay, well, we're going to play some D&D. Believe it or not, we're not just going to stand here or sit here and shit talk for the next couple of hours.
What?
DVD?
No, we're not playing DBD. Get that joke
What?
out of here. That's an old joke. We can't keep rehashing it.
Dead meme.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't.
Yes, we can.
We can.
As long as it makes me laugh.
Makes me roll
But
my eyes.
do you know what you can do in DVD? You can rehatch it.
You know what? I'm just hooked on that.
And I'm awoken. The hood is off. I'm here. I have bathed in the light of the ring light, and I hate it. But I'm now awoken.
Love this for you.
I have awoken of my 1,000-year slumber.
Oh god. Is this Bleach?
Why does that sound so good, by the way? 1,000 years slumber.
Because it was in Bleach?
It was.
Was it
dear.
Bleach?
Don't hit me with a Bleach joke. Okay, I wasn't expecting that actually.
But, yeah, I'm Josie Poser. I'm the Dungeon Mistress. I run this game. I'm in charge. I decide everything. And I am drinking raspberry soda. And I love it. Except this particular brand just tastes like carbonated, watered-down raspberry lemonade.
That's
Is there a
Roju!
difference?
Hi. I'm Roju. I play Gerald. He's a wizard, supposedly, actually a warlock. And my channel here is Participation Award, if you are so inclined. That's it. Short and sweet.
What are you
Download
drinking?
Water, as always. What's this stuff?
It's
Milk.
milk.
It's milk.
Apparently it's milk.
Also, don't point, because everyone is in fucked up places with the chems.
I mean, down is always going to be Rudy.
This
Okay,
is true. This is true.
Fine. We can all point at no.
It's
fuck,
actually
I'm-
me on my
You gotta,
screen.
see, you've got to. So the idea is, if you look at OBS, then you're going to point in the right way, aren't you?
Yeah, well, then you're here.
Well,
No.
Ozzy's that way for me.
No.
I
How
love
are you,
this.
How are you all getting this so wrong?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
I'm doing
he's
this
actually
right.
that
Look,
way
this
for
is-
me.
You're this way. You're right there.
Oh,
Wait, is it
more
actually my
chaos.
Ozzy's up there.
I'm gonna
Right.
kill off my characters now.
Hey, Darcy, why don't
Feel
you
it.
tell us what who
Doing
you are playing today?
You know what? Thank you, Broju. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome, buddy.
I'm Ozzy Devpro. I am playing Rudy Magic Hands McGee, the party's cleric, who has taken up a more. He took up a very defensive role initially, then he became very aggressive. Now he's really defensive again, but in a much more tanky way. He doesn't know where he sits at this party. He's constantly changing, constantly flowing, although he's feeling significantly less cursed than he was last session. I'm drinking coffee out of my Uru mug, my Aussie Defro Uru mug. And I've got some water, of course, because you gotta stay hydrated. I'm accompanied by the always delightful Cuddly Raptor.
Yes, I'm always delightful. Hi, I'm Cuddly Raptor from the channel Cuddly Raptor. You might know me as Cuddly or a Raptor. I play Nana. Nana's feeling like hot shit tonight, so so is Amanita. So you know what? We've got the same thing going on. Yeah. So I play a little granny druid. What is going on?
Doggo
We're,
is
we're doing tug of war.
Oh,
there you
go.
With the microphone?
honestly, it looked like her paw for a second, so I was just like, "Are you just really aggressively shaking?" Like,
No, she's got one of these.
yeah, a little nylabone.
I'm glad I could see
Yeah.
the
No,
other bit in your
it's
hand.
Kong.
Oh, it's a con. Okay.
Kong
Go
being the
ahead,
universal
sorry.
brand of
I don't know what I was saying, so it wasn't important. I play a character. She's small. And she cooks. That's me. Who hasn't gone? Orb. There you go.
I'm Orb, or known as Wettest Orb, or Moist Sphere, or not the Dryest Cube. I'm not known as Dryest Cube. But I play as Arthur. Arthur is a Wood Elf Ranger Rogue. Look, he's just he is he, and he does him, and stay around and find out what he does. But we do have a mate. Oh, I'm also drinking.
Or rather, who?
Ah,
I'm also drinking pineapple flavored soft drink. But we do have a guest, and the guest is right above me because that works on OBS, and that is Drac.
Hi, I'm Drac or Draxonia. I am by day a variety streamer, and by early morning because of Ozzy's guest appearing on this.
Yeah, it's Aussie
lovely
Defro's.
session.
Aussie Defro's fault because his name is Aussie, not us.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's every
all,
single
it's,
Australian's
it's all
fault.
Aussie's fault.
Specifically my
Every
fault. Thank you.
single one.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm not a
Yeah.
citizen yet, so definitely not my fault. Couldn't be. No.
I am guest appearing as Ash Morass. Pun intended. Swamp witch that is basically here just to cause chaos and muddy footprints. And I'm drinking from my T-Rex mug. Lots and lots of tea because it's the only way that Drac's going to be awake for this.
I think that's it. We've gone round.
That's it.
We've done it.
True.
We did it. That was it. Thanks for coming, everyone.
That's what happened.
Time to go.
Wow, what a riveting game, guys. That was,
No. We're gonna have a
That's
sleep
great.
stream instead.
The plot
Everyone-
twist at the end. Oof.
Damn.
Yeah.
You really had us going in the beginning, but God,
Yeah, you've been shamelized.
and I liked it. And I liked
Please
it.
play some
The
music.
only one in the world. Honestly, though, Shyamalan did a few good movies, but it is 45. We gotta do it. We're doing the recap.
I love the burst that happens and then pops instantly.
Yeah.
I'm
Whiplash I'm getting right now, Josie. Oh my god.
I'm very heavily medicated, but it's
God, I wish
fine.
that was me.
It's fine. It's fine. Yes, it's 10:45 for me at least. It's some other time for you all. But you know what? We're gonna play D&D. Last week, Rudy got rid of a few curses on himself and on Gerald.
Hey.
There was a little bit of a strip show going on.
I
There
feel like I was
was
blown out of proportion, but yes, go on.
Don't say blown.
I mean,
I'm still waiting for the fanfic.
Same.
Last
Yeah, Lars-
here too.
Lars Penn, get on it.
Phrasing.
Arthur started working on his new bow. Some revelations were made as Ash told some hints about her past and where she comes from and who she works for with maybe. There was also a game of hide and seek as Rudy was doing a science experiment on Arthur.
Hmm.
And today you also found a mimic in the form of a crate that Nana, as a giant eagle, carried onto the ship. Arthur proceeded to hack at it and then give it treats.
You
So you know
fucking
that's
You
That
fucking
whiplash
idiot.
coming up.
Very confusing behavior.
but you know, it's things. I'm so sorry. My brain is somewhere completely different right now, but we're going to wind the clock back in game a few days to just after said striptease. As Rudy and Gerald are having a conversation, and Rudy has just mentioned the title, The Pallid Princess.
He done did drop that bomb.
I did. I casually let it out. In a moment of vulnerability, Rudy
Honestly.
forgot
As
to set
part
it to
of-
his language.
Yeah,
It
as
ruined-
part
it
of
ruined-
removing the curses, the modify memory that had been cast on Rudy just a few days ago has been removed. And Rudy now recalls that the true guise and the true name of his patron. And having mentioned out loud the name Urgathoa, the Pallid Princess, Gerald was less than entertained.
I think my actual reaction was something like, "What?"
And that's where we're gonna pick up.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how loud was that what, Gerald?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's probably about as loud as I
69.
just did it. So,
Like loud enough if someone was walking by, they would be like.
if they
"What?"
were out, so for basically anyone within like, I'd want to say like 5 to 10 feet of the door, would probably hear it
Oh, we're
through
in the next
closed door.
room, so
Yeah.
let's go.
All right. So, let me just wind this back a moment here, Rudy. You're trying to tell me right now that
Oh no.
that your hold on. That your patron that you switched to turns out to be our enemy, and then you were made to forget that also by an agent of same said enemy.
Well, Well, I mean, you put it that way, so like, like it was planned.
It
really
sounds rather
wasn't.
planned. I'm not
It
going
really
to lie.
wasn't. It really isn't.
Why would they
sorry.
do that? All right,
First
putting
of all-
aside your alliances for a moment, which we will circle back to,
Fair call.
why would someone, presumably in league with the same being, change your memory? That can't be
Honestly,
good.
I have not the foggiest idea as to why that happened. I have a suspicion, although it's a very egotistical suspicion. But perhaps the fact that perhaps Gerald, that's a very weird.
I don't know
casting a
what
spell?
happened.
Gerald. No,
I thought I smelt something. I was just making sure it wasn't me.
Okay. It is most certainly me.
It's all that dead body, right?
Yeah, sorry, Gerald. Look, you know what? I think it's only fair that we get the others in here because I feel like this is something. It's the cat is out of the bag. So
I
to
think
speak.
And Nana just kind of pushes the door open because they've literally just been waiting there. Like, what was the what?
Just
Nana!
you procured a cup, just like
Yeah,
full of
yeah.
glass.
I'd like to imagine the door actually like falls open with Nana leaning on it. Like,
Does Arthur fall as well through, or they both
Yeah, we're
tumble
doing
through?
we're doing the whole like Nana,
listening against the
Arthur.
door.
Would Ash be like would it be like Ash, Nana, Arthur or something? Or
Probably.
It's surely Nana's at the bottom there. Come on.
oh dear.
All right.
Oh well, never mind. They're here already. Of course, they're all here. All right. Yes. It is true.
I'm 400
Alright.
years old. I need the gossip, Rudy.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Well,
Nana
sit
needs
down
some
because-
tea. It's tea time for Nana.
Gerald, why would you take that out of my? I was going there.
All right.
Come on,
Let's
Gerald.
get
Hang on.
everyone in here.
Before we do this though,
What?
is Rudy dressed?
Ah, shit. Hang on. Let me. Hold on. I'm sure I left my pants somewhere. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Pants are on. No, they're on back. No, they're on. Okay.
All right. So, just to catch everyone up here, and I presume everyone's in here now. Close the door behind whoever's in last. Thank you, Nana. Rudy's just let us know that the new god that he chose when we all had our god thing happen turns out to be the Pallid Princess, which is, if you all remember, the one trying to kill us repeatedly.
Oh shit.
For the record, I only at that time knew her by her official title of Urgathoa. The whole Pallid Princess name was only revealed to me as I shook her hand to seal the deal, so to speak.
Right, so what you're saying is she tricked you.
I wouldn't say she tricked me, because believe it or not, she was. Urgathoa was the patron of where I learnt my craft, where I learnt how to prepare the dead, where I learnt to honor the dead, and where I learnt my abilities. She was, I believe, the original deity that allowed me to discover the abilities I have.
I see.
I, for various reasons which have nothing to do with our adventures today, I walked away from her for a time. But when she presented herself to me, I felt like it was an opportunity to reconnect with who I am. And then, yes, the Pallid Princess name was dropped, and it took some getting used to. However, I don't feel like my abilities have been dulled down. The powers I've been using have been.
I don't
in
think
full...
that's really the problem I have with it, Rudy. It's mainly the bit where she's trying to kill us and you're working for her.
She's not trying to kill us.
The
other wielders
Somebody,
of
please.
her power are trying to kill us.
So Arthur's got his fingers out like this. He's gone. So you believe in this person to get powers from.
So do you. You have your own
They-
deity. You.
Yes,
There
but
were-
it's not the
there-
one trying to
No,
kill us.
I don't
Rudy.
have a
They got it.
deity, Rudy. I just
But
cook.
anyway, they are
Fair enough, Nana.
what considered to be an evil god.
Yes.
Well.
Yes.
Rudy, yes or no?
Yes.
Rudy,
All
yes or
gods
no?
are a little iffy. Let's be.
Oh,
real,
they're all
Arthur.
terrible. Don't get me wrong.
They're all terrible people.
What has she done to us in the
They
past?
all need therapy, to be honest.
Tried to
You whether
murder
you've
us.
been
Tried to murder our
healed
friends.
you.
No,
Every time I heal you.
I'm not talking about what you've done. What she's done.
Nothing. I don't. I think you guys. are
Zombie
very-
army.
That's
Zombie
not
army.
fair. How? I don't understand where this is coming from. You're treating the actions of someone who devotes themselves to a deity as the actions of the deity themselves.
Well, I will say
Alright.
that I understand that, and sometimes people will take your ideas and do other things. But perhaps as someone with a large, such a large platform, maybe she should let her followers know that she's not about that business. You know, sometimes it's your fan base that you really need to look at. That's
Well,
not. That's
okay,
not
so-
metaphor.
That is a very valid point.
Breaks
Nana.
the fourth wall.
So Rudy, so what you're suggesting then is that the repeated attempts from multiple different people who all seem to be following this pallid princess and all seem to be doing these things in their name, you're saying that they are not representing her faithfully or accurately. Is that your position?
All I can offer is a summarization of what Ergothoa stands for.
All right.
Oh, please do. I have no idea.
She stands for fulfilling one's desires.
Mm-hmm.
Putting their own desires first.
Selfishness, right? One.
And what lies after life, in whatever form that may be.
Does she expound on that at all, or just sort of say?
Or it says, "Go do whatever the hell you want, and as long as it involves death of some
It
sort."
doesn't have to. No, I said
Look-
what lies after life.
Gerald,
Is that not death?
Doesn't necessarily.
I feel like
doesn't
that's
have to
death.
be.
Is that
Doesn't
not?
have to be.
Gerald?
Is that? Oh, that's the undeath that we're experiencing now.
Not
Yes?
not the actuals. Not the undead that have no mind. There is the possibility of something beyond even that.
Look, Gerald, I
Zombies?
don't know gods very much, but I'm pretty sure you've got to do something for your gods or help work with your gods. To
Yeah,
get
that-
the
that's
powers,
precisely my
to get the
concern.
powers. So at the end of the day, Rudy, what do you do to get your powers from the god? Like, what is the end goal for you, so you can have your powers? Is there something that you have to do for them? Is it like you have to go wash their shoes or something, or
Ergothoa doesn't wear shoes. That's
no? But like,
What do they want
It's
from
not
her?
like
That's what
it's
he
not
does
like you go
for
give
her.
me
He needs to
powers.
make her some shoes.
I actually
that
didn't
is
think
it.
of that, Ash. That's
Ash,
actually
you might be onto something there.
I really don't think that's it, but I
Well,
appreciate.
you gotta go. I want your powers and not give anything back.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with Arthur. Yes, this is exactly the problem. Power always comes with a cost. There's always a catch.
yes. I'm aware of that. Why do you think I'm wearing this?
Out of stupidity, actually.
No, this is my commitment. My commitment.
Oh,
to
you said.
following-
Sorry, you did actually say that last week. My bad.
Yeah. I did, yeah.
So you did. Yeah. So
Netta's just really concerned that everyone's getting this power with a fucking cost, and hers is just like free, and she's like, guys, are you okay?
Just drink.
no, we're really not okay, Nana.
Wow, those dreams must have really been interesting for you.
I put on this armor out of a selfish desire to prove that I am better than my father. And
Right.
because of that, I received guidance at a time of need.
Right.
That
Right.
is Urgathoa directly influencing my actions.
So,
However, as long as I continue to live while using her beliefs as a guidance, I am free to do as I wish.
Okay. Why did you keep it from us until now? I mean,
Because it
I
took
guess that's
time
kind
to
of
figure
obvious
this
as
out.
well, but
And it only really occurred to me how I can accurately represent both devotion to my deity and devotion to my goals without providing suspicion was this.
so
He needed time to cover up what he was doing.
thank you, Ash. Yes, I think you actually hit the nail on the head there.
Ash, thank
I
you.
love having Ash.
Just points out the obvious then, isn't it?
Yes, so giant cover up then, right?
I mean, okay. you
Don't
can be
tell the
suspicious of
party
me however you
as
want.
we're getting attacked repeatedly by something you know something about.
But what can I do about it? I know nothing beyond. I know nothing. I know nothing beyond what I've told you.
Yes,
But
Arthur.
I actually think him keeping a secret wasn't a problem so much for me, Gerald, or Nana. It was more lines of because everyone gets confused. No one knows what's happening. Like please, I you know, had a sexy goddess mine, and then I had another sexy goddess mine. I was very confused as which gods to choose.
I don't
from.
know if this is absolutely
True
helping.
sexy god. No, this is absolutely fine. We need
When
if
you
you
have
need someone
two-
to talk to about sexy gods. I can help you decide. But
but you know when you had to decide and you're confused, and then you choose one and you're not sure if that was the best idea, and it was probably the same. He was confused, wasn't really sure that was the best choice, and he was trying to figure it out.
To be fair, no, I actually was very concrete in my decision, Arthur.
just to clear the air here, I'm not upset. Rudy, I know that you
Just
have secrets.
disappointed.
Everyone.
You know what, Ash?
I'm not even.
That hurts a lot.
I'm not even disappointed. I know everyone has secrets, and sometimes you need some time to tell people about them and figure out how to say these things, and that's all right. I think that you would have told us sooner or later, but I'm just a little concerned that that there are some other followers out there that may think you're doing the wrong thing, and perhaps that's why they're targeting our group.
No, actually, that's kind of the reverse. Do you recall the mammoth?
Yes, the one that was undead.
Yes, that
that
was
tried to kill us.
Yes.
That was being
had a
controlled.
weird fixation on me.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, at the time, I was following the teachings of another deity who was fiercely at odds with Urgathoa.
Right. Yes. And
So you're going to survive, but we're all going to die.
No,
I don't know how I feel about that, but at least
See,
you'll survive.
this is the problem I also have, Nana. I feel like our survival
Oh
is
dear, this has gone the wrong way.
is hinging on the Pallid Princess not killing us. If you remember the collar,
Also, how do we make that happen?
Wouldn't-
Because
it
I'm
wouldn't-
not bowing anytime
It
soon.
wouldn't
you know.
take. It wouldn't take much to.
I know for a fact that the collars that were used were intrinsically linked to the Pallid
to
Princess.
the mage that has created them.
No, the information we got was the Pallid Princess. That's my problem. Everything is pointed that the Pallid Princess
Well-
is trying to kill us.
I don't believe that. Otherwise, why would she help us? Through
Does
me.
She's
she
not
help
helping us. She might be
But
helping
she is
you.
through me. How many times have you guys, Gerald?
That's
you were
your
dead.
will, though, Rudy.
The other
I
day
trust
were
you.
dead,
I don't
and
trust them.
But it's through her that I bring you back.
I think you're being hoodwinked, my friend.
I don't believe I am.
I think that's the problem.
All right. Well, you don't
Well,
have to trust. Keep an eye on me. Do what you must.
no, Rudy.
I'm
We
not
do trust
changing-
you.
I'm not changing who I am anymore.
I have a question.
Oh yes, please ask.
What's a sexy god?
Oh no.
A sexy
Oh,
god.
Arthur, this is very
This is
much
definitely
up
not-
your
yes,
alley,
yes,
but
yes,
not.
yes.
Actually,
No,
hang on.
And Nana just
No.
Collapse.
I feel like now it's not the time.
Hang on, Ash. How old are you again?
not old enough.
No, just how old are you again?
14.
14. Okay, I think I can do this. Imagine a really good cookie.
I feel like this is a train wreck.
This
You've
is
got
already
cookies?
a train wreck.
No. Just imagine eating a really good cookie.
I
Now,
don't like the
Okay.
metaphor, Arthur.
and just imagine it's 10 times
I-
better. That's
It'll
what
be-
sexy is.
Look, I will say nothing is actually better than cookies. I will say that.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, crumpets could be.
I mean, crumpets are great. But,
Why are we talking
but
about
what are you
baked
doing
goods?
to cookies?
Our lives are on the line and we're talking about cookies.
Gerald, for the last time, your life is not on the line.
It's on the line
Not
right
while
now.
I'm around.
But it could be because you're around. Maybe you're bringing them to us and you don't even know it. Maybe that's how
Which
deep the
god sells
manipulations lie.
cookies?
Arthur's now slapped his hands, thinking that he's explained how
Alright.
well he said, explained the whole sexy situation, and he's
Okay,
walking out the door.
hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
Gerald, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to say?
Let me just hold on. The others don't actually know that your memories were modified as well. So
Yeah, that's also kind of important.
yes. So the demon lady who's been also trying to kill us in the name of the Pallid Princess.
Oh yes, she wanted to be friends, and I
Yes.
said no.
Yes, and then she did the murdery attempts. Well,
Yeah, that was.
fun
was
fact,
interesting.
she altered Rudy's memories, a thing that we only just cured.
Which and
Oh, that's what you were doing in here. Oh,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
so
yes.
sorry
We
for
were
assuming.
removing curses and,
we're
and
removing
things like that.
curses.
I-
Yes.
I
And-
thought you were
the
removing
curses in their pants?
curses.
Well,
Uh,
we had
well, they
the
could have
curses
been.
Weren't in
Yes.
the pants, Ash. So
The
that's why
curse
I
as
had to
well
remove-
could have been in the pants, Ash.
Yes.
Very astute.
Although this armor does have a curse. Don't put this armor on. I mean, not that you
Absolutely
Yes,
do not.
yes,
It's
do not
terrible.
do that. Yes, yes.
Not that you could, because it's kind of fused to his
Fused to my
body
skin.
at the moment.
Yes, this is, yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
that's
wait, I
besides the
have a
point.
very. Rudy. Was it the curse and not the worms?
Yes. Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, thank God.
Gerald,
Oh, you were-
don't take this from me. Yes, it was.
No, I know for a fact it was not. That's not how this works, Nana. This is just rotting his body. The worms are a completely separate thing.
I don't have worms.
Oh, what do you have then?
I'm hungry.
Okay, I'll just be sure to make more food.
It still could be worms,
He's
Nana.
He's a growing boy.
Probably in denial. He seems to be in denial about a lot of things at the moment.
Yes, Gerald, the memory modification. Why would they change my memory to fixate myself on
Because
another
you
day?
think you're doing something good.
But what if I am? What if I am?
I think you might be trying.
What if you're not?
But what if you're not? Thank you, Ash. Yes.
But where did Arthur go? Did he just?
Oh, I think he.
He
I
went to
think.
find his sexy cookies.
Oh gosh.
Sadly, I know exactly where he's gone now.
I
Right?
truly
He'll
hope
be
he
in the
does not
captain's
find
office.
sexy cookies.
It's fine. He's with the captain.
I don't think there's anything I'm
Henceforth
going to
known
do.
as the sexy cookie.
The sexy cookie.
Ash goes up to the captain. Can I have a sexy cookie?
Nana, your crumpets are sexy. I'd like some more of those, please.
It's like a kid who just learned a new word, isn't it?
Thank you, Ash. And Nana just kind of takes the bag out and digs around for one. Here you go. Yes, here you go.
So
Nana, I know this is
Yay,
the worst
sexy
time.
cookie!
Do you
Crumpet.
Do you have a second crumpet there?
I absolutely always for my worm boy.
Ah, Nana, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's just what I call you in my head. This is so
Oh,
embarrassing.
Nana, why? Oh,
So-
this is not my day. I get shot with arrows, then I realize my memory's been modified, and now
It's-
everyone doesn't trust me anymore.
it's been a rough one.
Rudy.
Ah,
I have a third crumpet.
that would be amazing. Thank you.
All right, so it's not that we don't trust your intentions, Rudy. And I don't know if I speak for everyone, but my personal problem, besides my imminent mortality in your proximity, is that you might not know when you're being played, and that you might try to help us and indeed hurt us instead.
Do any of us know when we're being played?
Yes.
It's written in the fine print.
It's written in the fine print, Rudy. I know
Oh, you have no
absolutely
idea
how played I am.
On the wall right now.
Saying that, Gerald does seem like the sort of person that really
One day, Rudy will be able to throw this back in Gerald's face. The day's not today. Look. Well then what do we do?
Oh yeah, Nana knows exactly how played you are too. That's
Yeah.
right. Nana just kind of looks at him and goes,
What
This is why we can't trust them.
I'm not going to stop following Urgathoa's teachings. I believe it will lead me not only to our goals, but my goals as well.
might I say that, Rudy, I don't think anyone wants to take you from your beliefs and stop you from being who you are. Although, at the same time, please allow us to have some sort of caution around this.
course.
I personally don't believe in, I guess I follow a god, but really, is he a god? I don't think he'd think so either. He's just kind of there, so...
Look, you're right, Nana. We all had that. I mean, we all had that experience.
We all had a dream.
I think we believe in God so much as we now, just know that they exist. So we believe in their existence, but we certainly don't kowtow or give them any providence over our lives, such as you might. And I think that's where we're concerned.
We're just coming as concerned friends, really,
And
and
I
just making
understand.
sure that you know what's good for you. But you're allowed to live your life, and if there are mistakes to be made, you are also allowed to make those. We'll just be here for you,
And
just
once
allow
we-
us a little bit of...
Exactly. And once
After
we find...
that- time.
Alpha walks back in, thinking that you guys were going to follow him out, and going, you guys still in here?
Yes.
Arthur, we were not done with the conversation.
We're not
Look,
going
they-
to a
they got-
sexy
they got
cookie
eggs.
time.
No, they got eggs up there.
Yes, they always have eggs up there.
How are the sexy cookies?
I'm
I,
sure
She's
they're
not
very
given
hot.
to the captain's office. I'm so
I
sorry.
haven't found them yet, but I'll find you some.
So,
Look, all I can say is that I can understand not trusting Urgathoa and the Pallid Princess. They have... Twice in my life have I requested their direct assistance. The first time did not go so well. The second time has shown me what must be done. While you may not all entirely trust her, I do.
is that why she made you put on the armor
She
that
didn't
you
make me
know
do
for a
anything,
fact will rot you to the core just to save your own father?
I didn't do it just to save him.
What kind of person asks someone to do that?
She didn't ask me to
All right,
do this.
Gerald, did Rudy not save your life? Did he
Yes,
not bring you
Rudy
back from the
did.
dead? Yes. Did he do that through the power of his god?
I believe he enacted that.
But would he have the power if he wasn't following his god? Looking at
He was
Rudy,
following a different
sort of-
god before Arthur, and he was perfectly fine.
Yes, I suppose. Perfectly may not have been the right. I certainly wouldn't have been able to bring you back to life back then.
Surely. I mean, well, not back then. Obviously, you're more experienced now. But I feel like that has nothing to do with the god and more to do with you.
You know, I think with myself and my line of work, I think it's a more complicated relationship. Regardless, I don't have anything else to say.
Rudy?
It's all out in the open now.
If it turns out to be a cult, I will be the first to say I told you so.
Of course you can say you told me so. Gerald, you can say you told me so, you can drag me out there, and you can chastise me all the way home.
Rudy, I don't trust your god, but I do trust you. So that's all I can say.
Please, at the very least, think critically. Don't believe blindly.
I will do my best, Gerald. That's all I've ever done, and that's all I can ever give you.
And we'll be watching.
I know, Gerald. You're always
Nana's like, Gerald, please.
You're always watching. In fact, sometimes when you're looking at me, I feel 4 pairs of eyes, but I don't know how that even makes sense.
Well,
So Arthur's got to clap his hands. He's like, all right, this is sort of being sorted. Nana, I need you to help me find this sexy cookie. And
Arthur, please.
no, you just if you can come help me, and yeah, we'll go find.
I have so many concerns.
Arthur, don't you have a bow to make?
Apparently, I have to go find a sexy cookie now. Just.
Do you though? I don't want any part of this.
I want sexy cookies!
No, Ash, you do not.
How about Ash? You stay with Gerald, and yeah, I'll take Nana. We'll go find some sexy cookies. Rudy, you want to come find some sexy cookies?
I'm going to go to sleep so this day is done and we can move on to the next day.
Okay.
He says, staring at the audience and breaking the fourth wall. What?
Goddamn Deadpool over here.
Look, just to finish it off. Obviously, you and the demon lady do not see eye to eye, otherwise she wouldn't have manipulated your memories. However, the simple fact that she hid that you were a follower of the Pallid Princess from you and gave her a different name, even though she follows the same deity, please think on that. It must ring some alarm bells for you. Maybe not as many as ring for me, but I don't know if that's true of anyone.
I will think on it, Gerald.
Thank you.
I mean, to be fair, I only just found that out literally right now myself.
Well, yes, you found it out before the memory thing, and you didn't tell us then either. So, just yes. Ash, do you want to come with me? We'll leave Rudy to his.
I think Arthur has already dragged Nana out, still kind of
cult.
protesting, like, food isn't necessarily like this. I don't really understand what to do.
Do you have the sexy cookies?
I absolutely do not have any sexy cookies, no. And neither should you, frankly. Otherwise, I will be in big trouble as your supposedly appointed guardian. Temporarily appointed guardian.
But Arthur said they were really good.
Oh, Lord. Arthur says a lot of things are very good, and this is just not one of them.
Said Madame Tusk was really good.
Yeah, unfortunately, she didn't say it the other way around. So.
No, she did not.
She walked out with a smile on her face. That's all that matters.
Yeah, because she ticked one off the bucket
Yeah,
list.
she notched that bedpost.
No, you're just a rare collectible.
You're a checkbox. Here's the checkbox to be ticked.
Yeah, now that toy is no longer mint condition.
It's been used. Oh,
I've been throwing out the box to played with.
Shit's gone straight on eBay.
My value.
I hate it here.
You've been voted as a PSA 5. Anyone knows card ratings?
Oh God.
Anyway, we'll
but-
talk more, Rudy. There's more I wanted to discuss, but another time perhaps.
Yeah. Gerald, you ask Ash to join you.
Yes. Yes. Ash, I think you and me need to have a little chat. Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
That was so fucking cute.
I know, I couldn't.
I'm literally imploding.
Amazingly in
I just go into like a black hole. You know what's happening.
Yes, in character.
Drag, I gave you an out. I gave you an out.
Nope. Don't take it.
So,
Well,
all right.
and I will point out for everyone as well, like we brushed upon it when it comes to Ash, when we did the introduction, but I want everyone to know that, like, regardless that Ash is covered in like mud and filth, Ash's skin is pristine, constantly clean, and not a single blemish. There are no liver spots. There's no freckles, no scars, no anything. It's like perfectly symmetrical face. It's just
Oh.
Ash, as far as like a human goes, it just looks like the prime specimen of
Like
humanity.
porcelain doll kind of.
You
Yeah,
may not like it, but
alteration.
this is the, what does that mean?
This is not perfection.
Thank
Peak
you.
perfection.
Peak performance.
Peak performance. You may not like it.
You may not like it, but this is peak mud witch performance right here.
I love it. Okay. Look, Ash, I think, sort of looking for eavesdroppers. Now, you definitely know some spells that I'm familiar with, and I know for a fact that you don't learn these spells at wizard school, right?
Is that the same wizard school that you went to that isn't a wizard school at all?
Oh well, I think you're getting the cut of my jib there.
Oh, you are sailing.
Yes, it's nautical themes. Where did you learn yours?
I just kind of always had them. I guess Marnie gave me them.
Oh, so Marnie teaches you these spells, this magic.
I wouldn't say she teaches me things. I think they just appear.
They just appear in your mind.
Yeah.
And you
Why?
have
How do you get them?
Oh, well, they just appear in my book.
It's a very weird book.
It is. It's incredibly weird. But I feel like that perhaps your weirdness and my weirdness are somewhat similar in at least a few important ways. But I know who puts the things in my book. Do you know who puts the things in your mind, Ash?
Well, I assume Marnie.
That's very interesting.
Everything's because of Marnie.
Marnie does seem very important. I would love to have a good chat to Marnie. You don't happen to know where they might be right now? Do you have a way to do that?
I don't know where she is. I was playing hide and seek. It would be end of the game if I knew where she was hiding.
Oh, you were seeking. I thought you were hiding.
She told me to play hide and seek and go hide.
Right. So
But-
so Marnie would be looking for you then.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you've won at this point, right?
Pretty sure you won.
Do you think you've
I
won?
assume so.
I'm pretty sure you've won. You seem very, very good at it.
Yeah, but what do I do if she can't find me?
Well,
How's she gonna know that I've won?
exactly. Perhaps there's a way you can reach out to Marnie. Typically, the lovely people that give us these these magics have ways for us to contact them. Maybe because it arrives in your mind, maybe you just need to think your words to Marnie.
Okay.
Maybe Marnie will be able to
I'll
hear
try
them.
real hard.
All right.
Might take a while.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm just going to... You know what? I'm going to let you in on a little secret, Ash. Do you want to know a secret?
Is it about sexy cookies?
Absolutely not.
Arthur, you literally did this to us, and I will never let you. I will never.
I'm going to have
Okay,
very
but-
stern words to Arthur later. Do you want
What
to
could
know?
be better than sexy cookies?
Do you know any other languages? Ash, do you know, I would just say abyssal for no particular reason?
She checks her sheet.
I know this language
Yes.
and the soup language.
Good soup.
All right. Well, I think that's probably not the one I'm referring to. I like poke the hat. I like, oi, and I say in abyssal, do you want to say something and see if Ash here can understand you?
And Ash, you see the hat on Gerald's head sort of shivers, just, and you hear a voice coming from it, but you don't understand the words. But it says to you, Gerald, "What do you want?"
Your hat is talking.
It is, yes.
Why is your hat talking?
You know, that is a great question, and I wonder that constantly. I have no idea. It seems to be alive, and yes, but it only speaks this one language, so you didn't understand what it said there.
No, why would you have
No.
something on your head that talks?
Well, I
and-
mean, it's a
and-
hat. Hats go on heads. Do they
Yeah,
not?
but if it's alive, why have you put it on your head?
Well, because it's a hat.
Am I allowed to speak in front of this one?
Just this one, yes.
Okay.
Uh,
And the hat
yes.
yawns, and it just stretches.
Yes, I know. Sorry, it's been a little while. The others are a little bit more testy with these kinds of things.
I mean, we just jumped down Rudy's throat. We could jump down yours too. Like,
Well, Arthur and Nana need to come back in with that cookie at some point.
So, right, all right. So, definitely different patron. Not going to help me so much. Is Marnie nice? Is Marnie like,
Barney's nice.
yes? Doesn't do anything mean to other people?
Well, what do you mean?
Like,
She's not mean to me unless I do something bad.
right. What would be bad that she would be mean to you over?
If I don't do what I'm told,
Oh,
then she gets angry.
yes, I do understand that, I suppose. They do seem to have very particular things that they want us to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. What does Marnie want you to do?
Sorry, what was that?
What does Marnie want you to do?
Well, she wanted me to deliver something, and then to play hide and seek.
Oh, nice. What did you deliver?
A
Fuck, I know where this is going.
thing.
uh-huh.
Oh no.
I delivered a like a box.
Oh, yes. What kind of box? Do you remember what it looked like? Could you describe it for me?
Well, when I get through all of the conversation that Josie and I have had between the point where she's actually told me information. I mean, what?
Take all the time you need.
Honestly, sometimes I think we all feel the same.
I think we kind of know what it looks like. I feel like
Oh,
we,
yeah.
yeah,
I have
we might
got a
have seen it
notepad
before,
open in
maybe.
front of me right now. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Was it,
Josie, how
perhaps,
dare you?
was it perhaps a keg of some sort?
Yeah, was it perhaps a
was-
keg of shitty liquid?
It was a,
No?
I don't know what you call them.
Like
They-
a like a
they're like-
barrel.
Yeah.
Like a small version of the thing you were hiding behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like a, perhaps, oh, I don't know, say like a black liquid in it?
I don't know what was in it.
Oh, okay. Right, and where did you deliver it to?
God, I
There was
wonder.
this big fancy party thing, and there was lots of food and people.
Oh, yes,
Although
yes.
the people kind of intimidated me.
That's understandable. They intimidate me as well. Oh, that was terrible. I'm sure you didn't mean to, Ash, but the thing you delivered was very, very bad. And hurt a lot of people, unfortunately. It's not your fault. You obviously didn't know. But does Marnie get you to do things like that a lot?
I do a lot of deliveries.
Do a lot of deliveries?
Yeah. And then I play hide and seek.
So, oh no. Oh no, this is forming a picture in my head and I don't like it. Well, you did a very good job at hiding. Thank you for sharing this with me, Ash. That, just between you and me, yes?
I don't know what it is, and it's slightly alarming me, honestly.
Oh, it's been alarming me for an incredibly long time, so I understand completely. But so far, it hasn't done anything. Honestly, the person who gives me the spells in the book is a lot worse than the Zat. So it's fine.
I think you might want to find someone different.
I really do, and I was really hoping that Marnie would be a good possible replacement, but boy, does it sound like she's not.
Maybe Rudy can help you with that.
Oh, sweet swamp child.
Y'all gotta take up cooking, I'm just saying.
If only that wasn't also a terrible, terrible alternative. Look, I don't want to say bad things about Marnie because obviously you have a fond spot for them, but it sounds like they might not be telling you the whole truth about what you're doing, potentially, and you might want to, I don't know, maybe look into that a little bit. Or maybe just hide from Marnie forever. That could also be a good idea, which I encourage, is complete
Then she'll
avoidance.
Get very angry.
Oh,
I don't know
that's like.
what I should do and she'd be very angry.
Well, my version of Marnie, the not Marnie, the other one that's like that, they want me to do a thing which I know now is an incredibly bad thing, and I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to find a way out that won't get me murdered. So maybe we can help each other in some way. Maybe, you help me not get murdered, I help you not get murdered. If oh God, if somehow that can happen.
I I can try and contact Marnie and see if she can help you.
Oh no! Just you do that. I'm just going to pull out my book for a moment and just write a couple of notes, and I write to I believe who have I got left on my to call list? Is it Nana and Rudy, or was it Rudy and Goose?
Uh,
I think it was Nana and
remove
Rudy.
a name.
I
You had
did.
3 names.
yeah, it was definitely Nana, Goose, and myself. It was not
Yeah.
Arthur.
Yeah, no, because I
It was-
removed one to make space for one of our
I feel
contacts.
like you might have removed me.
You
I think
might-
you
I
might.
no, I think you removed.
I think it was either Nana or Goose.
I think it was me. I think it was Nana. Because I think Goose doesn't really have any magic, so we figured that I could like.
We could retroactively
Yeah.
say because Goose has gone away,
Yeah.
you would have rewritten Goose in to keep in contact with Goose then, yeah?
Yeah. So yeah, you
Yeah.
could just
Yeah.
say it's me.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, seeing as Rudy's the only one in range, I write this in message, obviously. Hey, Rudy. Today's a hell of a day. It's got worse. Please come here. And then I think that's probably more than enough words. I'm just going to send a second one. I am currently, and I'll just give him my location.
Do you sign it as you usually do?
Yes.
You're a wizard, Gerald.
You're wizard. Definitely a wizard, Gerald.
Yeah, and these messages appear in your mind, Rudy, and you know that you can respond.
So Rudy is just retired to his room and he is attempting to.
Another message comes into your head. Please bring Nana.
Feel like Nana would have hopefully escaped and been in the room, like one of the rooms, from Arthur just being like, "No more sexy bitches." Oh my god.
Okay, Rudy will send back. Hey, our wizard Gerald, definitely a wizard Gerald.
That's your whole message right there. That's too many words.
No, you got 25.
Will do. How can this day get worse?
Reads message and sweats.
So do I find Nana with Arthur or not? I go look in the kitchen first of all.
If you go to the kitchen, you find Lena.
Oh,
Lena is
Oh.
in the kitchen currently, helping out making food.
God,
I love
wasn't ready
that.
for this.
Bring Lena.
Oh no! Does Lena know about? Oh no! Oh no! Does Lena know? Oh no! Oh fuck! Pesky.
I think Lena would have probably
Lena-
figured it
Lena-
out.
Lena does know. Lena
Yeah,
knows.
because
Yeah.
Lena was the one who
Lena grabbed-
carried Sid
Yes, yeah,
all
yeah,
back to
okay.
the ship.
Yeah.
This is like okay. It's like oh, it's like oh, Lena, hey, have you seen Nana or Arthur anywhere at all?
And they look at you like peeling potatoes currently.
Potatoes.
Just sitting like super squatted, like definitely it's crowded in here, just Lena being like a frost giant on this ship. Just sits there. I think I saw Arthur with Alana by the helm, but I haven't seen
Oh, that sexy cookie.
Nana.
Ah, okay. No, that's fantastic. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt. Rudy is feeling very awkward because he's just realized like they kind of ruined Lena's life as well, and they haven't really talked about it yet. So he's like, yep, thank you. Sorry for bothering. I'll go and find Nana. Yes, yep. Yep. And he leaves.
Yeah. You do find Nana eventually. She is downstairs in pretty much like the room you left. Nana is somehow inside of it when you get down.
Ah, Nana, there you are. Wait, what did you... Never mind. I think Gerald needs us. I think he's either... I feel like... I think he thinks Ash is trouble. I don't know. He's with Ash, and he messaged me, you know, with the weird mind thing he does, the book. And...
Oh yes, I unsubscribed from that.
Oh,
You should consider it. Yes.
Where was that unsubscribed
Text
part?
stop.
I don't know. Hit Rudy then, like for a split second, thinks really hard. Stop. And then...
Unsubscribe.
I think Gerald needs us. He took Ash away, and now he sent me very panicked messages saying today's gotten worse. I really hope we're not about to walk into a room with a hurt child.
Oh, not again. No,
or
that
potentially
would be...
worse.
I killed again, Rudy.
He can't go back to jail, Rudy.
You gotta help me hide the body, Rudy.
You know what?
There's no crackers and cheese in prison, Rudy.
Got all the Wallace and Gromit.
You know what? Actually, I'm actually more worried for Gerald. Do you think Ash has hurt him?
No, maybe just muddied slightly, but probably not hurt.
Oh, I swear, if this is just about mud, I'm going to.
It says the man who used to wash his hands. Let's find him. Let's find him.
Actually, you're right. I would probably do the same. You're not wrong.
Mm.
Where did you go, by the way?
Yeah, right.
Oh, we just went
The
to
room
another
next
room.
door, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, I think I heard their whispers, like here. I think Ash sounded a little panicked about cookies or something. Let's.
Oh,
Knocks on the
yeah.
door.
Better
Gerald, are
not
you
be
in
about
here?
cookies.
Oh, Rudy, what a surprise. Yes, come in.
Okay, what's this about the day getting worse? How? What? Why?
Day
What
getting...
could
No,
possibly
I don't
happen?
know what you're talking about. No, the day is
What
perfectly...
is he going on about?
No,
How is
Rudy,
today bad?
Rudy, the day is perfectly going well, isn't it, Ash?
Oh, Rudy, the day
Ash,
is
do
great.
you have a headache? What are you doing?
No, just...
Ash, you do hear a voice in your head
Oh, fuck.
God damn it, Gerald.
that says, "Where am I?"
In my head.
Where am I?
Is she saying in? What did she say in her head?
In my head.
She said it again, guys.
Zombie.
And it's a bit more stern, and you know this is Marnie. Where am I?
I don't know. You told me to hide.
And there's just a sigh coming through. Tell us when I'm on land.
I don't like this bus.
Okay. So, good news. I talked
Ash,
to
yes.
Marnie.
Oh, you did.
Oh, wonderful! That's really good.
Wait,
Yes.
is this- hang on, I
Hold
need
on,
to know-
just- yes,
okay,
let-
timeline wise, are we before or after the conversation in regards to Arthur's bow, where we know that Marnie is one of the bad
That is
people?
also one of my questions.
Yeah, where are we in the
Oh,
timeline
yeah.
right now?
Can we just say it was after?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will say
it's
after.
fine.
Yeah, I think
We Avengers Endgame this shit.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I love that for us.
Okay.
So,
Wait, you did what? Who
Hold-
told,
hold-
who told
hold-
you to
hold-
contact Marnie?
please,
Who-
Rudy,
why?
let me
Why?
just.
Gerald
Okay.
told you?
Hold on.
Gerald, why did you think?
Hold on.
Oh, Gerald,
Please hold on.
Didn't you talk about me making rash decisions?
This wasn't a rash decision. This was
Why?
a well thought out
Why?
decision. Just,
Please do tell.
I shall.
How is this contacting an enemy different from me
Contacting an enemy?
contacting a possible enemy?
You don't know that.
Why?
I said the other day that Marnie
like
is
Marnie.
friends with the bozo with the head over there. Here, sorry, on my head.
Where is Arthur in all this? Where are you here? Do you hear us arguing? Please, God.
No, Arthur.
All right.
Save me.
Arthur is having a midday, an afternoon date on the day.
Afternoon delight.
God damn you and your
Yes.
sexy cookies!
On Tuesday.
The captain.
We're having a date on the captain's deck.
That captain knows he's not allowed on my dick.
Oh, God. All hands on deck.
No!
Okay.
Sorry,
no.
New Zealand spoilt me.
How does Arthur? Okay, he's somehow lucky.
No, Arthur is with Alana at the helm of the ship.
Okay, just making
okay.
sure he's unavailable. Arthur, thanks a whole fucking lot. Anyway.
All right. Look, I think to make sense of this for you, I'm going to have to explain a couple of things.
Gerald doesn't want to be a wizard anymore.
Oh no,
Does
no,
he
I
not want to be a wizard? Does he want to change?
no, I absolutely want
I
to be
said
a
you
wizard.
could help.
Oh no.
Oh, I can help.
Nat is just like kind of sitting there with whiplash, like
This is all going so wrong. Okay.
she just starts digging in hands as she grumpy, just like wordlessly.
My mind
Sure.
this day is getting better. Do
Short
explain,
version.
Gerald.
Short version is that I am a wizard. I'm pretty sure, and the I get my magic in a very unconventional yet wizardly manner, and it's. Ash gets her magic in a similar way from a different source. The source appears to be Marnie, who appears to be some sort of being. And Ash, the important bit here, could you tell them what you told me in regards to what you did right before hide and seek? The delivery you made?
I delivered a mini barrel.
Oh,
And where did you deliver it,
Where?
Ash? Again, just
To
for
a
them.
fancy party.
oh, I see. And Nana's
Hmm.
pulling out her hip flax as we're talking, just unscrewing and just taking a really big swing.
Yes.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yes, the big party that we were all at, and
Oh,
a small
you were
keg,
at the
which I'm sure you
party?
all remember.
So
Yes, we were.
You telling me that
Mm-hmm.
Ash delivered
The keg, yes. At
that
the
had the black
behest.
slime inside
Yes, at the behest
it
of.
that almost killed my father?
At the behest of her good friend, Marnie.
oh no, everyone in this party really needs to talk about boundaries.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, all right,
So,
okay.
so Ash, you said you were able to reach Marnie? Yes. What did they say?
Yeah. I think I messed up hide and seek. Apparently, I'm supposed to find where Marnie is.
Oh well, if she
don't
didn't
worry,
tell you
we're
that
going
rule,
to find Barney.
oh, we can help you maybe.
Okay, do you know what Marnie looks like?
No. But
Actually,
Then how
no.
you
This
gonna
is
help
after that
me?
conversation. You would.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
do
She's that little-
do we know what Marnie actually looks
Because we
like?
figured
though?
out she was the little girl,
Well,
right?
you.
Oh,
yeah.
of course. Yes, sorry, I totally forgot.
Then I think you told me.
Yeah,
about
Road,
it,
you
so I'm
forgot.
assuming-
Gerald probably remembers.
Gerald remembers everything. His
Yeah.
brain is going at 200 miles an hour. Always. Same though.
Yeah. Yes. Well, yes, we do know what she looks like. So, like I said, I explained to Ash as best as I could. Question mark. That the thing that Marnie got her to do was not a very nice thing to do,
Oh no. Yes.
and it did hurt some people. And it's not Ash's fault, obviously.
Oh, I know
because
it's not Ash's fault.
because Ash didn't know.
I know that, but I know whose fault it is now.
Yes.
I-
That would be
I'm sure
Marnie's.
there was a good reason for it.
Oh, I bet there was.
Yes, and Marnie, of course, as you said, is friends with this person who is friends with the Pallid Princess. Yes.
I mean, you can't be. That's not how days work, Gerald. But
Okay, Rudy, you must understand for this Marnie character to do what she is obviously doing, she needs to be in a position of great power, not necessarily godhood, but something very close or on the path to it.
What makes you think that? She could just be fulfilling the orders of that demon lady.
No, it's beyond that. Because,
how do you know?
Like I said, because I have a similar magical conundrum.
I feel like that
in
should
that
be
response.
explained then, shouldn't it?
No, I believe I just did. It's like similar magic, different people. Very much still a wizard, but just not completely the normal way that wizards do wizarding.
All right. You know what? Benefit of the doubt. Fine.
But I'm not a wizard, and you
No.
said you were like me.
Yes, I did say that.
Oh, Ash, what are you then? What magic do you
Ash.
use?
I am swamp chaos.
I can see that.
So Gerald is swamp chaos. That explains
Definitely not swamp
so
chaos.
much.
Have you seen me make a single swamp, Rudy? I think not.
But have you tried?
I mean, I guess
Don't
I
know
haven't.
until you
but-
try.
Exactly. Very good Ash hands.
Anyway, we can talk to Gerald about where he may or may not receive his powers from later.
No, my powers are all mine. I need to
Okay.
make that clear. Ash's powers are all
I saw you-
Ash's.
I thought you said the book gave you your powers.
No.
So the book gives
So we
you the-
learn from the book, just like you learn from
But not
the
from
things
the
that
hat.
come into your head. No, not from the hat. No, the hat is a hat.
What would a hat have anything to do with this?
It's children, Rudy. Oh, just gentle nudges Ash in the shoulder. Good joke, Ash. Very good. Anyway,
Ash, so you don't know where Marnie is at the moment?
No. She asked me where she was.
She asked.
what else did she say? Could you tell us everything? Just
She
so we know.
seemed very upset with me
Yes.
because I
not
didn't know where she was.
Well, we're not upset with you.
No, we're your friends.
In fact, we do want to help you find Marnie.
Good.
So
Where
what
do we
else did
start?
What else did Marnie say?
To tell when we get to land.
Oh,
when we
goody.
get to land? Oh.
So if I got this straight, when we reach land, we can contact Marnie, and then we can maybe answer a few questions. That sounds wonderful.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be happy to talk to some new friends.
That's what you spelled out.
Absolutely. Don't you want to ask her any questions, Gerald?
I have a concern, yet again. Another one, which is definitely packing up for today. When we were looking at your magical auras earlier, Rudy, I didn't mention it at the time, but Ash, I did notice some magical auras within you specifically. And I have a terrible sinking feeling that perhaps the magic I sensed within Ash could in fact be Marnie residing inside her.
Well, at least we found her.
That is ridiculous. That you can't have. What?
It's not necessarily ridiculous.
That was just funny.
Or at least that's my first concern. I don't know for sure, but it was definitely something that was not on her. It wasn't an item. It was something within, as I remember.
I have tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed?
That can stay in your hair. I think. I don't think Marnie would be in the tumbleweed.
Oh no! There it goes now. It's tumbling. Oh, it's out the door. Okay, that's someone else's problem now.
So,
Poor Benny.
what do we do?
I feel like
Because I feel like my next course of action is incredible panic, and
Gerald, the course of action is very, very clear. We take good care of Ash until we reach land.
Yes.
And then we find Marnie.
I don't know if finding Marnie's a great idea, Rudy.
Oh, I think it's great because then we could maybe find out a little bit more about maybe the army. We could find out a little bit more about our demon friend.
That's
or
true.
we could find out a little bit more about, I don't know, everything.
Or they could...
Or we could bring another head to the guild.
Or they could kill us all because they're much more powerful than all of us put together.
During this time, Arthur's now probably left the top of the deck.
That's a long day. Yeah,
Please come in just bed. Oh my god.
No. Arthur's probably gonna look for some rum, hopefully on the ship. And he decides he's gonna help himself to it. So,
Wait, he just walks into the kitchen?
well, he goes, "Is there rum for anyone?" And
I
no
mean,
answer.
if you go looking for it, there's definitely alcohol to be had on this ship.
He goes and pulls heaps of them on a tray. He goes up to the captain's deck, give one to the captain, but doesn't stay.
Sure. Long. That sounds like Arthur anyway.
And then goes and counts.
Arthur comes and goes.
Rudy,
Pew, 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 pew.
Gerald, Nana, and there's 3 other drinks, and he goes, Arthur, and there's like a juice just for Ash.
So Arthur's coming in with drinks.
So I'm now like sort of.
I fucking love it. Okay.
Arthur's sort of like tipsy now, trying to find you guys because he just wants to have a good time. And he's trying to find, like, knocks on the wrong door, sort of thing.
Oh my god.
So wait, has Arthur actually...
Do we hear you
burst
just
into-
stumbling in the hallway?
Yeah, we probably do, actually.
Arthur would
Just like opening every single door until...
Yeah, you knock on one door and you hear a voice in your head, Arthur, that goes, "Go away, Arthur."
God, get him, he's singing.
And Arthur goes, "Okay."
Hold on. Hold the thought of murder. I hear
Wait, no one said murder.
killing, whatever. And then just kind of sticks her head out to see what the fuck he's doing. She just hears all these doors opening. Arthur?
Nana! Comes stumbling down, goes inside, and just starts handing drinks to you.
No.
And like
Oh,
goes
thank
to
you.
hand her on to Ash and goes,
No,
grabs the next one. Hey
Uh,
guys!
I want
Ru-
some of the funny liquid.
Rudy spies the flask of cocoa on Arthur's hip, and he quickly swipes it and pours a glass of hot cocoa for Ash instead.
Instead of the juice.
It's not with marshmallows.
Okay.
That's okay.
This one, Ash, is special for you. It's sweeter,
Hey.
much nicer.
Hey, that's mine.
I want some of the fun liquid.
Oh,
No, you
this
don't. And Nana
This
just
liquid
scolds
is
it.
certainly not fun. This is to deal with the massive headache that I've gained in the
Go on,
last
Gerald,
5 minutes.
you have a drink.
I've got a headache from thinking too much.
I've got a
Gerald doesn't
headache
even,
from
like-
thinking too much as well.
You hand
So
Gerald
I
a
have
shot glass,
fun liquid then.
it's gone.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't
Yeah,
even look at what
yeah.
he's drinking. He's too...
You had a fucking day, Arthur, so it's
Yeah.
all good.
Arthur's just had his 3, and he goes, "I want my cocoa back."
I don't know what you're talking about, Arthur. It's back on your hip.
Magic.
Magic hands. Actually, I feel like I should roll for that, eh?
Yeah.
Arthur puts his hand on the wall, just sort of like,
Steady himself.
"So, what's happening?"
Oh, Arthur, I'm happy to see you, but unfortunately not in this state. We were all having a time.
You know what? This seems like the perfect. You know, it's getting late. We should probably all
Drink.
maybe. retire, and maybe a
Retire
good
to
night's
drink.
sleep will allow us to clear our thoughts, and we can, you know, pick up some of these conversations where they left off later.
Nana, you want a drink?
And then it just kind of shakes the hip flask.
Nah.
Oh, I've got one.
But we need to find Marnie.
Well, Marnie said to call her when you're on land,
But
yes?
she was upset that I hadn't found her. So I need to look for her. Otherwise she'll get really mad at me.
It's alright. Let's go look for this person.
Maybe,
Out of the room.
maybe they only wanted you to find them when you did get to land. And maybe they were cranky that you were trying to like find them before you were supposed to.
No, I think that they were angry that I hadn't found them already.
Oh.
Oh.
In that case, you know, Ash, maybe you can.
I'm gonna go look.
When we
Oh,
find
good
Marnie,
idea.
then maybe you can we can explain that it's our fault because you know the boat started moving, and
Okay.
you can say it's our fault, and that
And then she
should-
can be angry at you instead.
Yes, you can say
That's
it
great.
was
That is
Rudy and Arthur's
fantastic.
fault. Exactly. Yes.
Yes, she can be as angry as she wants at me.
Arthur thinks looking for the person is.
Yeah, Arthur's like, let's fucking go.
So let's go. But we got to stop at the kitchen real quickly.
Should we let the child go with the drunk elf?
After
no,
the
no.
sexy cookie episode, God no.
Although I feel like at this point Ash has
And when
more
we go
work
to the
to do.
kitchen, we get some sexy cookies,
isn't my
and Marnie
problem
can
anymore,
have
I'm
some
going.
sexy cookies too.
Yep. Let's
Good
go.
night,
let's
everyone.
go.
I'm going to bed.
Let's go. Nana, bring your drink. Come on.
God. Nana stows the hip flask and kind of follows them, but breaks off
Do a,
to
I don't want to
Maybe.
chaperone this.
I don't want to. No, I'm not chaperoning, but I feel like we need to tell the captain not to land. So I'm gonna go. How late is it? Is it super late? Is it?
Nah, it's like the sun is setting. It's maybe like 5, 6 p.m.
Okay. Nana will knock softly on the captain's door just in case he's sleeping. You know, soft enough that if he's sleeping, hopefully won't wake him up. But if he's awake,
The door opens a while after he knocks, and he's sitting at his desk, and just like sitting in a sofa along the wall. You can see Flanagan Redland is reading a book. But Captain Fevinus is sitting at his desk with his big hat on, looks up from what looks to be some sort of ledger, holding a quill, and says, "How can I help you?"
oh, I'm very sorry to bother you. I do have some news that I think I should tell you, but we're not entirely sure what to do yet. So I don't want to alarm you. I just want to inform you.
Very well. Go ahead.
And Nana kind of steps across the threshold a little bit, and just goes, I think you're aware of our stowaway friend.
Yes.
And it turns out that she may have a friend who is looking for her and is not a very nice person and is going to be very angry when she finds her, and that is apparently going to happen when we land. I wish I could tell you more. I'd like everyone to be here when I give you details, but I'm just wondering, when are we going to land so we can plan for this?
Well, with the current weather conditions, 5 days maybe.
5 days. That's a very good amount of time to plan.
I suppose we could make it faster if you wanted.
I'm not convinced that's the best course of action, but I will let you know. I will have to speak to the rest of the party. I'd like everyone to be here to let you know what has happened, because we're not really sure either, but I just wanted to get that information. Thank you very much and have a nice night. And she kind of starts backing back out and like gives them both a look like, come on, just kiss already, and then like closes the door.
Yeah, as you're backing, the door is closing on its own, like ushering you out.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Maybe they really want their
I
parts,
think
yeah.
we'll go on a quick little break here. We are halfway mark,
Yeah, we can
and I need to pee real bad.
It's all those
all these
waves,
waves.
Josie, every fucking time.
But we were at sea.
Oh. Yeah, I know, and all these hydrates
Can it
in
be
my
a bit
chat.
calmer?
Jesus.
Oh yeah. I hit every single one of you at one point, and you just kind of looked and like did it, and then looked, and it was just all the way across the board. It was.
I
There has been a lot of hydrating as well.
Yeah.
I'll be back momentarily.
Yeah,
Exactly.
once we've
You
all
too.
drained the old sea monster.
Is anyone hanging around? Who's entertaining chat?
I can.
All right.
I'll be
I'm
right
leaving
speak.
chat in the capable hands of Weatherstorm. Please
Oh, God.
direct any
No,
and all
don't
questions
do
to
it.
Weatherstorm. Ask him about sexy cookies, guys. That'd be
Oh,
great.
Yeah,
God.
sexy cookies.
Please don't.
They taste like normal
Not
cookies,
this.
but 10 times better.
I'm only going to be
I will
away
be
for a minute.
right back.
Yep.
Not sexy cookies,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Welcome to the sexy house. Dun, 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 dun. Now it's full of evil clowns. Who doesn't like sexy cookies? You have some sexy cookies, and you have some sexy cookies. Sorry, I'm just getting all the chats up because it didn't refresh. I've had them up, but they're not like they didn't like refresh for me. So I'm getting in there. I'm so sorry. Bum bum bum. I think that is what's a sexy cookie. A sexy cookie is a normal cookie, but tastes 10 times better. That's how I was trying to explain to a 14-year-old what a sexy cookie, what sexy is. What do they taste
Hello.
like? They taste like a normal cookie, but 10 times better.
What flavor?
Any flavor you desire, because there's no discrimination on the top of the cookie. You like the blueberries, you go blueberries. You like choc chip, you go choc chip.
I like chocolate dipped oat cookies.
Oh, a bit of a mixture there. I like it. I like it.
Yup, 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 yup. How are we doing? How's
Hey,
everybody sitting?
Lazapan goes kinky.
Kinky. Ooh.
Ooh,
So kinky. Very kinky.
I'm such kinky. Well, now you're back. I'll go pee.
Oh, and I saw Drac for a split second.
Doo-doo.
Blink, blink.
Sorry, it's decided that it's not going to use my camera. There we go.
Oh, it's alive. It's alive.
Oh,
And Roju's back. It's a Roju.
It is.
Look
It's
at
me.
that.
I'm back.
It's a you,
Oh.
Roju.
Wahoo!
Wahoo!
Oh my God, Josie.
how's everyone in
What? What do you mean? Why are you calling me out?
Poor innocent Ash being caught up in a nefarious plot to poison everyone with black slimes.
Well, you're assuming Ash is innocent.
That's true. That's true. Why would you say that?
because I have to plant even more suspicion
You're a
in your
monster,
brain.
Josie.
All right. So I feel like throughout most of those conversations, I had above my Rudy's head, Rudy will remember this. Rudy will remember this. Rudy will remember this. At every second sentence that was said. Because
Will he
Rudy's-
though? Will he though?
Rudy's
Will
not
you?
done with the whole Gerald's powers come from his hat, I believe is
they
something
don't.
Ash mentioned.
No.
Oh.
I mean, all wizards' powers come from their hats, right?
Yeah, I mean the more Zeds you have on it, the more powers
Like-
you can gain.
Aussie Devro might be a fool, but Rudy Magic Hands McGee ain't a fool. All right, he.
No fool.
Sure he isn't cultist McGee.
Yeah, yell at Rudy for
we've,
taking power from suspicious sources.
While we're waiting
Yeah.
for Cuddly, I would like to mention that the coming 2 Sundays, there will be no D&D, as I am away on a hiatus for personal reasons. But we will be back the 5th of December, and we will be celebrating Dramonia's 1st year anniversary with some special fun stuff. Depending on how much traction things get, there's going to be campaign catch-up. We're going to do a full recap of the campaign thus far. We're going to do some Q&A. There might be some fan art. There will be giveaway. And of course, there will be D&D.
The most important thing.
The most important thing. But
Wait.
yes, and as soon as Cuddly makes a return, we will get back into it.
Those
There's no footsteps there.
Those footsteps.
That was Cuddly coming back, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Da 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 da.
Oh,
Hello.
All right.
And Cuddly is back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
And my dog farted. It's awful. I hate it here.
Oh no.
I hate it here.
My condolences.
God farts just smell so bad.
You should try kitten farts with
no.
one with an upset stomach.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
No.
Telling you.
There are
No.
horror stories. Every pet owner ever has a horror story that has to do with Anyway, D&D.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll get back into it as Nana, you left the captain's quarters.
Yeah.
And Arthur and Ash, you were going to go look for Marnie on the ship somewhere.
So, Arthur's obviously found another drink now. So, Ash, what are we looking for, and what is it looking like?
We're looking for money.
Marnie's in the boat?
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I got an idea. I've got
Okay.
someone who can help.
You do?
I do. I've got someone who can help.
Oh, just go. Do it. It's
Watch Arthur drunkenly summon Marnie. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Hey, look, it wouldn't be the first time a drunk person summoned
Marnie
a
juice,
demon.
Marnie
Okay?
juice, Marnie juice.
Ash is going to summon her familiar.
Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, boop, boop.
I give you Kitty.
Oh, that is so cute.
Kitty, actually,
But since Arthur is the only one there, please explain to Arthur how you summon said kitty.
Kitty oozes out of me.
That's so weird.
like out of
It is a tiny
skin?
slime in the shape of a kitty.
Oh god.
Hold on, for the paranoia at the back of my head, is it a black slime?
It is black.
Well,
Everything, all the dots have suddenly connected, and I hate it so much. I hate
Uh-huh.
it so much.
well, we're fucked.
Well,
Alright.
Arthur,
Do we
Arthur-
just want to jump off the boat now?
Look, guys, Ash is like the perfected assassin.
Oh no.
Completely
Oh
way
fuck!
off.
That's why you're so perfect. I hate it here. I literally hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here.
Anyway,
I
yeah,
am
there you go, I'll tell
leaving.
you.
Goodbye. I'm going. I'm going home. I'm already home.
need an adult.
You kept saying it, Josie, and I was like, "Is she a doll?" And you're like, "No."
Which is not.
I'm not.
Keep playing.
Arthur sort of watches this happens, and his tipsy, almost drunk mind was just like, "Yeah, that's gonna be another drink." Takes his drink.
See, the thing is, if any of us saw that, we would instantly start going to conclusions. But Arthur didn't have the previous conversation with us.
Yeah.
And you all were drunk as fuck. Jesus Christ.
It's the perfect storm.
Kitty!
Kitty!
I regret
Kitty,
leaving
go
you
find
guys.
Money.
Can I touch Kitty? Pat Kitty?
You can pet the kitty.
Pat's Kitty.
It's wet and bouncy.
Okay,
Okay.
good
Not
Kitty.
hand
Maybe
melting?
it's just not acidic. Okay.
So you think Kitty will help find your friend?
Yeah, I think so. I
Alright.
I mean, it's worth a try. Kitty, I can communicate with Kitty when I can't find it.
Oh, that sounds amazing! Like, just
And,
says that
and
really
Kitty
loud.
can get in places that you probably can't.
Arthur can't get into a lot of places.
There's,
Yeah.
there's lists with his
true.
name on it that.
The bouncer's just like,
Yeah.
Including
you.
Bart School.
oh,
Wow.
You might say he's
Bard school.
barred from it.
God damn it. Oh.
Honestly, no. Keep going. The punishment of Panther is preferred right now. I would rather die.
Are you not
Alright.
enjoying this? Are you not entertained, Cuddly?
Oh, I'm entertained, Josie.
So you're very cute Kitty is gonna help us find your friend. So let's go. Let's do this.
Ash is going to send Kitty off to explore, which will boing around and
Yeah,
disappear
it
into
just, sort
the.
of, it just starts bonking around. It leaves like it does a little bit of a wet sound when it hops, and it leaves these stains just on the wooden floor.
Oh God.
All right, Ash, you lead me the way. Where are we gonna look first?
Well, I like to hide in barrels.
All right, let's go look in some barrels, and who knows, rum might be in one of them. I mean, juice might be in one of them. Yes, definitely juice.
Oh, I like juice.
Yes. After you, Ash. This direction or that direction?
Ones with the barrels.
I don't know where they are.
I don't either. You're the adult.
And currently, the slime is just like hopping circles around Ash's feet.
Oh. Wow.
Kitty, go find Money.
It's just hopping circles around your feet,
Go find Money.
and it hops towards the wall of the ship, and it's just goes and just pushes itself against the wall and slides up the wall, and there's a crack, and it just.
Amazing.
And Kitty's gone.
And it's gone.
I think the barrels could be the opposite direction of where it was. Because Arthur was like, what the heck? That was something.
Okay.
Alright. And yeah, so we start looking for barrels.
Yeah, you spend some time, you look through barrels. Most of them are closed. The ones that you find that are open are near empty. Some contain grain, some contain what looks to be... There. You find one that's just filled with tar.
Don't eat that one, Ash. I don't even know what that
This
is.
isn't the juice.
Puts finger in. Nope, it's definitely not juice. And just wipes it on the wall.
Oh my god, poor Benny.
Oh,
no.
we're finger painting now.
Oh no.
Look, we have another job, but we can do our hands on it. So Arthur puts his hands in it, and says he puts it up on the wall. Go on, Ash.
Making
Oh.
handprints on the wall.
Ash.
Oh my god! I'm so glad Gerald isn't here for
Just
this.
wants it on the end of the barrel to try and get his hands clean. We gotta go check the other barrels now.
Nana, you walk by and just see handprints on the wall.
Nana takes a really big swig from the hip flask and dutifully pulls out the rag and the everlasting soap and just goes, then he really fucking owes me.
Oh no, we found the true use for the soap is cleaning up after fucking Arthur.
I'm so glad we found it. It's so useful.
So you say that we went through all the barrels by now?
Yeah, pretty much. Everyone that you could go through that were open.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be barrels. Is there anything else you like to hide in?
Are you hiding in barrels?
The rafters?
Fucking slime.
The
I hate
rafters.
this.
Well,
Why? I haven't done anything.
Oh, why is she like hiding in barrels, Josie? You know what else was in a barrel? I liked Pepsi. That's all I'm gonna say. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so rafters. It sort of looks up. Anything else you like to hide in?
Dark corners and under planks.
Hey, under planks is a good one. All right. Look, Arthur actually needs some water right now if we're going to be doing this sort of like looking at the floor sort of thing. How about we go to the kitchen? Arthur gets himself some water. And on the way there, maybe you can ask Kitty if maybe Kitty's found anything.
I'd like to do find familiar.
To resummon the kitty or to look through its eyes?
To look through its eyes.
So you go blind. You can no longer see through your own eyes. Instead, you see endless, boundless ocean as the kitty slime is swimming farther and further.
Uh-oh.
Jesus. Not this. Well.
So hang on, the kitty was told to find Marnie, hopped around Ash for a while, and then decided, well, I can't fulfill my purpose. I'm just gonna go and keep going this way.
How is it swimming? It's got no feet.
Because it's a slime. It can do the jellyfish style.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it growing tiny little feet and just going like tiny little paws.
A jellyfish cat head. I'm done. Yes. Anyway. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna leave that and be like, yeah, I don't think Kitty's gonna be much help.
What? Kitty's not going to be much help. Why?
I think Kitty's having a bit of a crisis.
Kitty went to look for Marnie.
Crisis? Kitty had a crisis.
Oh my god.
I think it maybe took it a bit too literally. It gone.
It's not on the ship.
No, it's left.
And Arthur just starts laughing at this point in time. Like, he went for a swim. Arthur said,
Yeah,
like, a
well,
belly
I
laugh.
wouldn't call it swimming.
Arthur can't help it. He's just in a belly laugh there.
It's
More of a enthusiastic giggle.
How long is it gonna take you to reach someone? Just if you gave us an
I think we're overtaking it.
You look down over the edge of the ship, you see Kitty just slowly going first.
Yeah, so I was just like trying to get fit.
Why did you get stuck to the bow?
All of a sudden, through the eyes of Kitty, we pick up the pace as the ship just rams.
Ship has like a strange new figurehead.
But you do know that you can very easily just summon your familiar back to you.
I know.
But yeah, it's just swimming. It's just going.
I love that you respect its crisis. You're like, okay, you need some space.
So Arthur composes himself after hearing all this, and he's trying to be all serious now, but he's just got that giggle gone. Okay,
After it takes about 5-6 minutes, and then Ash, you feel that your familiar is gone.
Did a shark eat it?
God, I hope so. God, I fucking
No,
hope
no.
so.
Shark somewhere is blowing bubbles with his bubble gum.
Oh, actually, I got a good idea, Ash. We can always go talk to the captain. The captain might know
Oh no.
if there's anyone else on the
Okay.
ship.
This poor fucking man.
Jeez.
So Arthur goes, oh, we can't go in there without bringing him a drink, though. Okay? So you go up to his door, and I'll go get a couple of rums. And Arthur's now got like a plate of 4 rums going towards the door.
Can I have juice too?
And he's got a cup of juice.
It's orange juice, fresh pressed.
There you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, look at the face. Oh, orange juice.
Sorry, it's all they got: oranges and eggs and
Keeps the
cucumbers.
scurvy at bay.
Apple is superior. I will say that.
You gotta have the vitamin C on a ship.
Can you knock on the door?
You knock on the door, and after a while, it opens.
Hi. Do you know where Marnie is?
Hang on, Ash. G'day, Captain. Would you like a drink?
Good evening, Arthur. I looks at and you see like a half-drunk big wine glass. Sure, why not?
And then Arthur comes and places the cup down, and hello, and realizes the person's behind. Would you like a drink too?
Yes, I wouldn't mind. Nightcap.
Walks over and gives him one. Hands the juice to Ash. Just here you go, Ash. And there's still 2 left that Arthur's got for himself.
That's bold and
So-
Captain.
How can I help you, Arthur?
Look, Captain. We are trying to find Marnie, which is a friend of Ash. Right here. Say hello, Ash. This is our stowaway. Obviously, you met her. Now, there could be a good chance that her friend is on the ship. So we wouldn't. I was wondering maybe you wouldn't have noticed anything that hasn't been on the ship that shouldn't be there, or something that should be here but not there. We're just trying to look for signs.
What are you insinuating, Arthur?
Oh, just saying there might be a barrel that shouldn't be there, or you've got too many barrels, not enough barrels. I don't know.
I'm very certain we have the appropriate amount of barrels, Arthur.
after getting the sweats on, going, yeah, this is a bad idea. Slugs a drink. Look,
I assure you, if we had any more stowaways other than your friend here, we would have found them by now.
all right, Ash, that explains to you that they're not on the ship. Are you happy by that? At least we
Okay.
know. At least they're not here.
I mean, I don't know. I think we've looked everywhere.
See, thank you, Captain. It was just good to put Ash's mind at rest. You know, being young and all, and all that. Now, Ash, it's probably time for you to go to sleep. I might finish my other drink with you, Captain and friend.
No.
Can't third wheel this, or not this time.
And Arthur,
Arthur, I apologize, but I am very busy. I have a lot of work to prepare before we land in Green Harbor, and we need to make our way further north. Okay? There is a lot of things that I need to, messages I need to send. There are inquiries I need to make. I am working non-stop to make sure that nothing like what happened in Southport happens again.
I'm sorry, Captain. Kind of grabs Ash by like some clothing, just starts dragging Ash out, and just sorry, keeps nodding.
Good evening, and the door closes.
I love how the respect the captain has for Arthur has just ever like initial meeting and then.
Well, the thing is also the captain has always been straightforward.
Oh yeah.
The captain does not beat around the bush.
No. Captain is Australian, confirmed. Straight to the point.
Ash,
Hurts your feelings.
we know your friend's not on the ship. All we can do is sleep. You should sleep. I'm gonna go find some friends and drink.
Oh no.
Some orange juice. And I'll see you in the morning, okay?
Okay.
Alright. Pats on head. Night, because he doesn't know what to do from here.
She pats you in the face back.
And Arthur goes, yep, thank you. And he's just sort of like, yep. Starts walking away, yep. Yep, night. Okay. Just starts walking to him.
Can we have a constitution roll to see if Arthur like falls asleep on the deck or something? That would be great.
Yeah,
I mean, I would Constitution say regardless after all of that drink.
Yeah, how many rums has he had in this space of time?
Easily
Like,
6.
5, 6
Easily
or 7.
6. Yeah.
oh God.
Fun.
13.
13. You say that you're going to go to bed, but you eventually go back to your room, you open the window, and you hurl for a while before passing out.
You know what? That makes sense.
Unless anyone has anything else, we fast forward back to Mimic.
Mimic time.
Yeah. So Nana just honestly starts going to bed, walls finally clean, sees the stains and goes, not my problem, and just keeps walking. But from the little gooey boy. There, that's it.
Right, so now we're
Mimic.
back with
That's right.
Mimic. Okay.
the mimic time.
Yeah. So it's been a few days, and you're on deck with this crate form mimic that you have essentially made friends with by releasing it. Its mouth or face, however you would call it, had been locked shut. You found it in the water next to a broken dinghy, and it is now simply hopping around the deck.
All right.
Josie, I had a question for you before we started on this, and it was a concern that the entire dinghy was also a mimic and dead. Can you please confirm that that's not the case?
No, it's an actual like little boat that has been broken.
Good. Very well.
All right. Well, okay. You know what? I don't care for having a pet here. What are we gonna do with the mimic? This mimic has taken a liking to us. What do we do with it now?
Oh well, we name it.
Oh no. How do we even? How? Like, it's not like
It plops down, and all its four legs just like stick out from the corners.
Okay, okay, that's freaking adorable. But that besides the point. Arthur's owl. No, don't make that face at me, please. Arthur has his owl that flies around, right? It can move. It can keep up with us. You know, Nana, you have your plans that seems to always be attached to you in some way, shape, or form. We don't. What do we do with another pet?
We call it Crater.
That's too good of a name, Ash. Why am I becoming more and more attached to this thing as time goes on? What do we do with Crater then? Oh god, now I've called it Crater. Oh no.
Well, I've got a pet. Nana's got a pet. Gerald doesn't seem like a pet person, but you could also have a pet.
I don't want a mimic.
All right, Gerald.
No reason to kill it, but I don't want to do that.
Nope, don't want to be eaten by a mimic today, or tomorrow, or any other time.
Hey, look, we found out it's friendly.
Yes, up until it realizes that we're food.
And then Nana kind of looks at the twig blight and goes, yes!
That's right, the twig blight eats people. I forgot about that too.
Do we actually know that, though? Do we know that about the twig blight?
Nana knows. Nana knows that.
I mean, I know Nana knows, but do we know?
I'd say make nature checks. Whoever wants to.
All right, let me see what Gerald knows about this plant.
Only if you start eating it, people.
Oh god, it's an 18.
12.
I don't want to know, but I might know.
Gerald.
What
did he say when she bought it?
You just know that she was told to not feed it meat.
Okay.
Only egg.
I'm gonna roll nature just so I connect the dots, but also I don't.
And Gerald.
Best ranger.
Okay, ranger.
No dots. There were no dots. But Gerald, you would now have picked up that this is in fact some sort of blight. Probably a twig blight, considering its size. And yes, they are. In some areas, there are forests full of them where people go missing. There are some people who use them to get rid of dead things. You know, like
the mafia.
No, more. I was thinking more like on farms. They might have one.
Rudy, you know too much.
For if there is a deceased cow or like cattle or something, they might feed it to the blight. It's like a natural composter.
Okay.
Love that. Don't even need worms.
Yeah,
Come
that's.
on.
I mean, that's not the worst thing, I guess.
Oh, it's not the worms thing.
I mean, if we.
So there are ones that they don't seem to be inherently good or evil. There are some that are
carnivorous. Right.
They could be carnivorous, yes. They would
Just
like to be, but they don't have to be.
Just a thing to keep an eye on, right? Just another thing to worry about in the back of Gerald's head. Cool.
Okay. In that case, I revise my statement and I go, we don't need to have a pet that could eat us in our sleep. I mean, that's just... Why would we have that?
He's very small. I don't think he could fit anyone but me.
I'm talking about the mimic, Nana. Why did you pat your plant?
I patted the chest, you idiot.
Oh, okay. You idiot.
So I did not make that clear. I was patting the...
No, Jenny. Goose is not being replaced by a mimic. Sorry.
Yes, he is.
Das Caboose.
Goose, is that you?
As you're patting it, it starts like one of the legs starts scratching at the wooden outside of it.
Oh god, it's getting cuter. Just, I don't know, just give it to Ash so I can stop looking at it and getting... Oh no.
Ash, would you like to care for this mimic for now? I'll help you.
Yes.
I don't really know what mimics eat. Nana would know though, right? Probably. They literally don't have to. Maybe they eat eggs.
Eat whatever
You don't
gets
know.
close. Whatever gets close. This one eats
Yeah.
snacks, apparently.
Eggs can get close, so whatever. Fine. I'm fine. Anyway.
So do we give the 14-year-old a mimic?
No.
God.
I see.
It's like a
Ashley's
family
nodding.
pet where like it's their pet, but you're like
Oh, it's like when I buy
After
my
it.
daughter a cat. It's really my cat, but it's hers.
yeah. You're
Yeah.
like, this can
After a
be
while, while you're having this
this.
discussion, the mimic stands up again, and it starts going.
Yeah, Arthur's sort of.
Does
Oh,
anyone know
no.
if mimics cough up animals? What the heck? What?
Please don't be a bone. Please don't be a bone. Please don't be a bone.
You just hear clunk donk, and you see two slime-covered objects are now on the deck, and the mimic just goes and it starts licking up the slime on the deck.
Oh.
Rudy goes, don't worry, I'm kind of resistant to acid at the moment. Don't ask me how. And picks up the objects.
Yeah, looking,
Gerald,
there
you
is
don't want
a.
I mean, I don't want to touch them right now.
you have magic, Gerald.
Oh yes, I do. Yes. Oh, I could clean. Okay.
Oh,
It's all right. Oh, cause prestidigitation.
Oh, that's much better than the mild tingling I was feeling.
As you start prestidigitating and the slime goes away quicker, the mimic starts lapping at the floor even faster.
Oh no, just on the just the objects in Rudy's hand. Like, I don't worry about the deck.
Oh god.
And you're holding a glass vial and what looks to be a hammer.
Like just a regular hammer.
Yeah, it looks like a mallet, like a small hand mallet.
Right. Okay.
Does the vial say break for in emergencies?
No, it does not.
Does
It
this-
looked like it might have had a label at some point, but it's been corroded away.
Okay. So first things first. Arthur, don't drink this.
That is the first.
We have
thing.
learned. We
Yeah.
have
Learned that-
learned.
Hang on. Arthur's defense by this.
Others.
It doesn't have a label. I'm not going to drink anything that's got no label.
The other one didn't have a label on it.
It has writing on it.
No, it didn't.
The other potion that you drank haphazardly had nothing on it.
And did it happen to be bad?
You,
You know what?
You just-
Yes, drink the potion, Arthur. Be
No, no,
my
no.
absolute.
Rudy,
Arthur
no.
drinks it. Arthur drinks it.
Oh,
No,
Okay.
no, Rudy's holding on. He was being sarcastic.
Arthur's grabbing it from you.
oh
No,
god.
What is that? A strength?
Oh God, he's.
Are you
Well, you're
gonna
just
have a
gonna
tug
try
of
and
war?
wrestle it
Yeah.
off him?
Yeah.
Both, yeah, make athletics checks, both of you.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
natural 2022.
Oh.
Yeah, you go to
Thank
grab
God.
it and like just a quick yank, and Rudy's still holding it.
Arthur,
Like the one time.
I was being sarcastic. Don't drink it. Gerald, can you identify these for us, please?
Yes, of course, and I'll do the necessaries. I mean, I might as well just straight up use identify on both of them, seeing as it takes the same amount of time as detect magic anyway. So
Yeah, and while you're setting up the ritual, the mimic starts just like walking around the deck, sniffing things.
does someone want to keep an
Sniffing
eye
fans.
on that?
It goes around. It starts, and at one point it starts. Its little teeth come out. They fold out of the crate, and it grabs a rope, and it starts going "Arr, arr," and just pulling the rope.
What does the rope attach to?
It's attached to the railing of the ship.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Hey,
Uh,
Ash, maybe
The
these
other end attached too.
Nothing.
Arthur takes off his shoe and goes up to it. Bad mimic. Bad
Whoa,
mimic.
don't!
Whoa! What the fuck?
Oh my god, Arthur is on polar opposites with this fucking thing. Like,
Yeah, what is this?
Arthur, it's not your mimic anymore, it's Ash's.
Oh, well, fine, okay.
Ash takes off one of her boots and starts whacking you with it.
Deserved.
Much deserved.
How much mud gets on him?
A lot.
The boots themselves are super muddy. Ash's own feet, pristine. Not a single speck.
That's
Yeah, just like wax and mud sprawls everywhere.
And does
the
Benny
mimic-
see?
Benny is just like standing up by the lookout and just like at the front of the ship, turns around and just
Has Benny developed a drinking problem while we've been on this ship by any chance?
no, but you often hear crying from inside the cleaning cupboard.
Oh no.
I want to validate Benny so hard.
We were so good on this on the first trip we had with this crew. They all loved us, and then this second trip is just we've been nothing but trouble. Ah. I wonder what the reason is.
I mean, we defended the ship at least.
It's true. What's the items? What are the items?
The vial is a potion of force resistance.
Okay.
And you guys didn't want me to drink it.
Absolutely
Well,
not.
That's useful in other occasions.
or for selling.
Yeah.
And the hammer, the hammer is it's powerful. It has a powerful enchantment, but it's unstable. Like someone has tried to stuff too much magic in too weak of a catalyst, and it's barely holding together.
Okay.
Same, to be honest.
Wait,
Rude.
hang on. A hammer wouldn't be technically classed as a mace, would it?
No, this is considered a light hammer.
Okay, alright, never mind.
And
Okay.
it is a +3 light hammer, but if you roll a natural 1, it shatters. It just explodes.
Well,
Do you get hit with the debris
Shrapnel.
or shrapnel? Thank you.
No, it doesn't deal any damage on explosion. It's just that it just
It just
ceases to
disintegrates.
exist. Yeah,
Worth
it just breaks
Worth
under
it.
the magical pressure.
I love that.
Hang on,
Arthur's
it's a simple
sort of-
weapon, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's a
yeah.
+3, so it has a +3 bonus to hit and damage.
What is a light hammer?
Arthur-
It's like a D6, isn't it?
In D6, yeah.
Like a
Arthur's gonna say, "Could I
Look at
possibly
these
have the
things.
hammer?" But
These
also
nuts.
seeing Rudy's pretty excited by
I
it
mean,
as well.
Arthur, you have a shiny sword, you're making a new bow. I feel like, Natarai could definitely make greater use of this hammer.
I actually don't think I was just checking. I don't think I can wield it.
But hammer time.
It's hammer time, Arthur. I have no idea what you're referring to. Is this an elf thing?
That's always an elf thing. What do you?
It is always
I
an elf
thought
thing, with you, isn't it?
dwarves were more into hammers.
Well, elves like hammers too. How do you think they built their houses?
Out of leaves and trees? I don't know.
No, those are stereotypes, and we need to stay away from them for
Oh,
everyone
No,
involved.
you're right, Nana. You're entirely correct.
Nana growing up in a city exactly like that.
Literally exactly like that.
Everyone
there
knows
were- there
only
was only-
druids do that.
Yeah, it's a
Stereotypes the
druid
fuck
thing,
out of
not an
person.
elf
It's a druid thing, please.
Right, so it's a stereotype of druids that I should avoid then.
No, that's fine
It's just accurate.
because that
Oh.
one's true.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
long and
don't
short
know.
of it
There's
is,
so few
Arthur-
elves around. How are we supposed to know?
Exactly. The long and short of it is, Arthur, what would you do with a hammer?
Same thing I'd use with a dagger.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yes.
Ever.
All right. Cool.
I don't know how to even tell if I can do it, but I don't think I can. Just from what I remember.
What does it say on your bottom left where it says proficiencies?
Oh, that's where it is. Jesus.
Um,
Yeah.
what weapon?
Nope,
No,
you cannot
I can't
use
do
it.
that. I can use a quarterstaff though. How long would that be? Like,
That would be-
A quarterstaff is not actually a quarter. It's just the word for a good
no,
staff.
no. I mean, like, but because I'm so short, like, surely I can't use the full-sized one. Has to
Just
be
a
like
half
a
staff?
tiny little now.
You'd swing it right, but as it hits the ground, you'd
An
propel
eighth.
yourself forward. It would be like me saying,
It's one half of a set of nunchucks.
Yeah, why would you use nunchucks when you have a good stick?
Yeah. You have to break a perfectly good stick to make nunchucks.
Oh my god.
Okay, so if by process of elimination, Gerald, you're a wizard,
Yes.
Nana, you don't want to.
No, I've got something that hits. I'm fine.
And Arthur, you're an archer.
Arthur then pulls out his short sword. His
And he also
daggers,
has a short
his
sword.
mace,
Yes,
his
you-
quarterstaff.
Yes.
Wait,
I'm
Hang
more
on.
than a.
Why are you carrying all those weapons?
They're quite heavy looking.
And you're not Goose. Goose is our Swiss Army Goose.
That's true.
Pulls out the staff of flowers.
Oh my god.
Well, that one's very useful.
Well, I mean, I very rarely hit things, so I don't. And I picked up some spells recently so I wouldn't have to try and hit things with mundane chunks of metal. But perhaps Rudy might be good. Might be good with you.
I'll let you sort it out, and she just kind of goes
Gerald,
over.
is there
and-
anything you should let me know about this hammer? It's not like, it's not dangerous at all, is it? It's
I mean, only to things that get hit by it.
excellent. So, all right, excellent. So, I suppose I'll try swinging a hammer in battle instead of this old trusty thing.
Oh, here, I'll give you one of my maces. If you need something else as well, I'll give you my mace. You can have more weapons if you like.
I don't.
Arthur, no.
Arthur, I
You've
don't
already
need
got
another weapon.
You've got
I
a
only need
magical
one
short
weapon.
sword.
Why would I need two maces? I just need one weapon to swing.
Can you not use two hands?
Arthur, I
he's
only
using a
just
shield.
discovered I have a shield again.
Oh yeah!
Oh, did you forget to see how easy it is to forget that I hold a shield?
Well,
Guys, please. Oh dear. So, am I taking the hammer? Is that this
Yeah.
Yes, I can
Do
use it, but I
everyone.
probably won't. So it might be better off with you where you may actually use it.
Excellent. And now that I've embraced my new role as
Battle
stand-in
cleric.
for Goose, I suppose I better have a more melee sort of approach to it.
Well, yes. Only thing, just don't suck with it, because then it'll cease to exist.
Wait, hang on. Gerald, when I asked if there was anything I should know about the hammer,
Yes, you said anything dangerous. It's not dangerous. It'll
Not
just cease to
dangerous.
exist.
as in I could be mid-swing, and if I miss badly enough, it...
Yes, if you fuck it up so badly that it's probably the worst swing of your life, it will just cease to exist, because it's a little bit unstable.
Ah, okay. So, you know what? I think I'll still use it, but I will... You know what?
It's probably-
This hammer feels so much more reliable than the deity that gives me powers. You know what, Gerald? Yes. Yes, absolutely. This unstable hammer...
Yes. At least if it goes wrong, it'll just disappear. It won't try and kill you.
Arthur walks away with this. He's like, yeah, this is getting too fucking much for him.
So, yes, we should probably think about maybe, because it is quite a powerful item, probably too powerful for the materials used, but we should think about the future, perhaps supplementing its body to, I don't know, perhaps remove the floor or just sell it on to some other unfortunate soul.
Oh, so I'm the first unfortunate soul.
Yes. It's very strong. It's very powerful. It's just it would be a shame for it to disappear before we either fixed it or sold it.
Fixes
You know.
it to his hip or whatever he does with his regular mace. So what am I putting in
It
my
is a +3 light hammer.
+3 light hammer? Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you're having this conversation, the mimic walks over to a barrel, sniffs it, and then starts morphing itself and turns into a barrel. And
Oh.
starts rolling around on the deck.
Dude.
Mimic can
This is
change
amazing.
forms. Oh.
And it just like, as the boat is swaying, it just like rolls from one side to the deck and then to the other.
And Nana's just standing there like going, "You're so clever! You're such a clever mimic, yes!"
Yeah, and the lid is like slightly open, and as it rolls, its tongue is out and it's leaving like slop, 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 slop.
Amazing.
I don't suppose it can turn into something. Oh no, mimics need to breathe, probably, don't they? I was just thinking if we could get it to turn into like, I don't know, like a tiny jewelry box or something, and then just toss it in the bag.
It can just like sit in the. I've got like a little baby carrier. It can just on top of the twig blade. Done. Or sit in Ash's hair. Like it'll be fine.
All right, we all agree that this
it's
mimic
so-
is Nana's problem. If it's
No, that's very fine. It's our problem. It's absolutely. We'll walk it. We'll feed it. We'll whatever.
Yeah, it stops rolling, and you see now, like, the lid opens up properly, and you can see, like, a smushed face, like, at the hole where the barrel is, and it's just... The arms stick out, like, the little feetsies come out from, like, the front and end, so it's like a walking barrel that's
Oh my
open
God.
forward.
So, when no one's looking, Rudy like sidles up to the mimic and gives him a quick scratch on what he thinks is the underbelly of the mimic.
Oh my God.
He goes,
That
"You
was-
are a good boy, aren't you? You are. Yes, you are." And then he sidles away. Really quick.
It's like
starts-
when your
it
dad doesn't
follows
want
you.
the dog.
yes,
But then,
exactly.
like,
No, that was a one-time thing. That was a no.
no, it's
that was-
absolutely. It's Rudy's
No,
mimic.
I don't-
Totally Rudy's.
No,
Like,
go with
no.
Ash.
Happening.
Ash will play with you
Happening.
all day. She's
It's
got boundless
happening.
energy.
It starts doing the thing where it just stands next to you and starts, like, pushing its body against your leg.
No. Ash, come take the mimic away, please. It's too much.
Oh, that's gonna be your mimic. Mark my words. It's too late now, Rudy.
Oh dear.
I will say, considering the role about mimics and some stuff, Roju, I mean Gerald, you make the conclusion that while it's acidic in nature, the mimic, it looks like it can safely store magical items.
Oh, all right.
So as long as we don't smack it with any more swords and make it angry, we can hide things in there.
It's just
Right,
Chester.
right. But what if it coughs them up?
Don't put anything that will give it indigestion.
So no hot items.
No.
Oh my god, I can store my never-ending dirty boot in there. Finally.
It's just got the eternal boot to chew on.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, you mean? Oh my god! I just imagined it chewing on it like tobacco, like chewing tobacco,
Yeah.
and occasionally just like spits out like a thing of mud.
Oh no.
Oh,
It can
Wait,
live
does that mean
forever if it can eat dirt.
Does that mean if you give it the eternal soap, it blows bubbles?
Oh my god!
I think we got a new thing for cleaning.
The science.
Oh my god.
Just ask it if it can turn into a mop.
Yeah.
At this point, Rudy has found an egg and fed it an egg as well.
It
Oh
will
my
eat
God.
the egg happily.
It's never gonna leave you alone.
If nobody has anything else,
No.
I don't
we will
believe
do
so.
another forward skip.
Yeah,
Wait,
I think
we never
only-
talked to the
The head.
the captain,
The head,
the head and the captain.
the captain.
Oh.
Yeah, feel free.
I haven't had any
Um,
questions with the head. Whoops. Okay. Do we want to talk to the head? I'm happy to talk to the head.
Yeah, you wanted maybe you wanted to talk
Yeah,
to
because
him?
we
That
sort of
body.
wanted to find out the
I think you were gonna ask some stuff
connection.
that you learned from Ash. You were gonna ask
Yeah.
the perspective equivalent from the
Alright.
head.
So let's
Yeah.
let's all reconvene in a room
Let's pretend that
away from public.
it just
Will
endgame
you
it.
bring Ash in for this?
No, I think Ash left.
Uh,
when you two were going to
Oh,
talk to the head,
yeah,
it was just
yeah.
you guys.
Yes,
'Cause
that's
Ash was like,
because
"I don't wanna be
that's when
around the head."
Arthur that's when Arthur dragged Nana and Ash away and said, "Help me with my bow stuff."
Yeah.
I mean, Rudy can also go, Ash, I have a very important job for you. It is possibly the most important job that there will ever be.
Is it about sexy cookies?
It actually
Got my other
is.
idea.
Oh my god.
I think you
We're all
and
going to
Kratos
jail.
should go find and snack on some cookies.
I can do that.
Praetor looks very hungry. You should take him with you.
Oh no.
Okay, Ash is gonna
This is gonna
Run
get
off
us-
with the mimic.
Chaos.
We're gonna get thrown off the ship.
And it follows. It follows after. It's reverted back to being a crate. Now they're
Mhm.
just like galloping after you.
It's adorable.
Yeah, the lips slapping as it's running. It's just go.
Everyone's trying to sleep
Moving
at night.
mud as far as the eye can see.
Yep.
Oh dear. All right, that takes care of that for a few hours. Okay. Sorry.
Hours.
Hours. 10 minutes later, she's back.
We're gonna have to wake up in the middle of the night when the mimic just throws up a whole hot pile of cookies, like half digested, on the
No, no, no.
floor.
Yeah.
It sleeps in Arthur's room. All right. So Rudy pulls out the head, which he keeps very diligently hidden in the folds of all his clothing and whatnot. It is still. It looks exactly the same to the day that we cut it off,
Yes,
because he's been
because you've
casting the
been,
preserve spell.
the
always.
gentle repose.
Gentle repose. I would personally like to believe it's still even the blood can still drip. That's still it's that fresh. There's still like every now and then.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty morbid. And Nana just goes, I will never get used to this.
Look, I'm just good at what I do, Nana. Okay, don't. It's.
Yes, let's just get some questions.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag now, but
No, the head's out of the bag.
oh my god, you two, I make this so much. How do you make this worse? I'm making a head talk, for crying out loud.
Oh no, we're quite enjoying it. We all know. You don't have to lie to us, Rudy, just in front of Ash.
That's no fair call. Well, in the name of Ergothor, I command you to speak. And Rudy puts his hand on the head.
And the head takes a deep breath, and there's like a loud gurgle at the like where the esophagus has been cut. There's just like a as air passes through into non-existing lungs.
Honestly, I will never understand how that actually works. But anyway,
No, I was really hoping you would understand, so
Oh,
you
I
could
have
tell
no idea.
us. But okay,
Yeah, and the eyes the glazed over eyes, not too glazed over because you have been preserving it. They slowly look towards you, Rudy.
all right. Well, I suppose the first question is, and Rudy is directing this at the group, not the head. Are we asking it if they know a Marnie?
Yep.
I think yes, and
Yes,
that sounds like a good first.
He's
All right.
So your first question.
do you know of, and what is your relation to anyone named Marnie?
That is two questions. You know that. That's a question
Yeah,
with a
that's
follow-up
true.
question.
That is okay. In how many questions? We get 5, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Read your spell.
I think
it's 5.
yeah, it's 5. It's 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
that
if
can
they
be
don't
the-
know Marnie, then there's no point in asking the relation to it. So
Yeah.
maybe
Okay,
just
alright,
ask Marnie first, and then.
Yeah.
Do you know of anyone named Marnie?
Yes.
Perfect. Now we can ask the second one.
Solid start, Rudy.
Thank you, Gerald. What was your relation to this Marnie?
Arnie was an associate of my master.
Okay, well that definitely solves that question as well.
We all know that the master is the
The
lady.
demon lady.
Yeah.
All right. What? And it's like, so the follow-up question: what was Marnie's primary like
job.
job or role in? Yeah. What sort of tasks did Marnie perform for your master?
Marnie did not perform tasks for my master.
Well, that was a bit of a bummer question, but what else do we have?
Ask what?
Weren't we going to ask more of a question of what is Marnie's role in the?
Or what? Even like what? Yeah, what is their role, or what did they do? It's an associate, but doesn't perform tasks for the master, so it could just be like a very rigid technical question here.
Well, we know that Marnie is at the very least a powerful being,
And any associate of this other woman is.
Can you ask if Marnie goes by any other name? Maybe one of us would know.
We have two more questions. Then we have to wait 24
make sure
hours.
they're not just yes and no questions.
No, you have to wait 10 days before
10
you can
days.
use the
Holy crap.
I think
10
days or a week.
Well, we better make it count.
Yes, make sure they're open questions, not closed
Okay.
questions.
Sounds like we're going to meet Marnie rather sooner rather than later, so
Oh,
if
definitely.
anything can help us.
I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. If anyone
How
else
were
has a
they
better way of
associated with Marnie?
with the master.
Oh yeah. How were they?
Let's try that then. Yeah. So how was Marnie associated with the master?
They both work under the same.
Well, that was helpful.
Under the same? Same what?
Yeah.
I think I have an idea of the next question to ask, and I know Gerald is going to stare daggers into my back of my head, but we should probably ask if
Who they work
Marnie
for?
performs task for the Pallid Princess.
Should we maybe ask who they work for? Don't give them a, yes or no option here. What if they don't, and then it's another name?
Then I can ask what sort of task did Marnie perform for the Pallid Princess?
That,
Wait, because we only have one more question, right?
Yes, we only have one more question.
So wouldn't you want to ask, this is not me.
So what was your question?
Cuddly. Wouldn't you want to know who Marnie works for?
Okay. Well, okay. So
Or,
we only
like-
have, so
instead
who,
of
okay.
saying, yeah.
Okay. So
Or are you assuming already and then saying...
Rudy is assuming already, and this will either confirm Gerald's suspicions or allay them. In terms of the Pallid
Okay.
Princess directly in.
influencing? Yeah, so you want to specifically assume the Pallid Princess and then say what kind of tasks did it perform for the Pallid Princess? Okay, what if it's not the Pallid Princess? We waste a question.
Then we can ask questions in 7 days. 10 days.
After we meet Marnie. I love it. All right, let's go.
Unless Gerald, Arthur, do you have any better ideas?
I'm literally trying to.
No,
think of
I'm connecting the same dots as you appear to at the moment, so
All right. So, in that case, what sort of tasks did Marnie perform for the Pallid Princess?
High value target acquisition.
Okay.
Well,
And then the head just slumps over to the side.
I guess
high
that's all right.
value acquisition.
High value target acquisition.
I have one more question, but it will have to wait, unfortunately. Rudy almost went AWOL for a second there. I was actually going to use Urgathoa instead of Pallid Princess to see if the head would react based off that name. However, because I was thinking, what if there is somebody out there who might be calling themselves the Pallid Princess, but may not be Urgathoa?
that would be nice. But also, don't you think it's odd that that the memory of the name Urgathoa was changed then?
This is true.
Surely, if someone would only change a memory to hide something, would they not?
I think it could also be done to sow discord. These are questions that we unfortunately just do not know. We don't have answers to at the moment.
Oh,
But we do know that Marnie is bad news, and I think we're going to have to deal with this sooner rather than later, as Nana said.
Yes, which brings me to how we're going to tell the captain.
How?
Wait,
Regardless of that, though, how? I don't think we are capable of dealing with Marnie. This is a being that can teach secret knowledge of magics to a 14-year-old.
Hang on.
You're assuming. I mean, we took down this guy, not a problem. Why should we not?
Because this is next level kind of shit, Rudy.
Arthur sort of puts his hand up like he's in school.
Arthur, yes.
Now, when Ash and I went to go find Marnie, they summoned a little cat blob thing. It was adorable. But anyways, when we said go find Marnie,
Arthur, you were drunk. It might have been
No,
a
no,
horrific
no.
horror beast for all we know.
yes, but hang on. The cat thing jumped around Ash. What if Ash is Marnie in some sort of form?
Did we not tell Arthur this of our conversation?
No, he was a little bit drunk, and yes, no. That is one theory, is that Marnie resides within Ash in some way.
I think that is it. I am 100% believe that's it, because of the cat thing kept bouncing around, and then it decided to go off somewhere with this.
I like how he agrees with us without hearing what we had to say and our conversation.
No, but you said it was wind. It makes sense from what I've observed.
I do agree, but a little bit less now that Arthur's agreeing.
One question only. Did the cat leave a bunch of black splotches on deck? Because oh my god.
Not only on the deck, but on the walls as well.
This explains so much. Thank you. All right, that's all I needed to know.
So you're saying this is true?
This is my suspicion. Look, the fact, regardless of theories, the fact is that there is an aura, a core. Oh, excuse me. That rum is repeating on me. There was a small core of both necromancy and transmutation magic in Ash.
Okay, wait. It just says cuddly. What is transmutation?
Transforming one thing to another.
Oh, okay. Smile.
Maybe we shouldn't let Ash out of our sight anymore.
I really don't think so. I mean, even regardless of all this, she's incredibly chaotic.
Okay, well, I must say, in order to get her away from us for a time being, I did let her loose upon this ship with Crater.
I'll go find them. I suggest that we start
I'll go get them
on yes, that would be a good thing. No, I think we need to convene on deck. I mentioned to the captain, I know everyone was very tired after our previous discussion. I did mention to the captain that there might be a danger on land and that we need to fill him in more with what we know. I hope we're all okay with that. He hasn't asked anything yet. I know he's very busy.
Is it a good idea? Because essentially what we'd be telling him is, oh, hey, you know the stowaway, they're the ones that almost killed the head of your shipping company.
Yeah, that would probably be the worst thing to tell the captain.
But wouldn't he also want to know? It wasn't Ash.
He would want to know.
It was Marnie,
I feel
right?
like he would throw Ash in the brig and who knows what.
But perhaps that would also, by working with Ash, we can get to Marnie, and then he can also have some closure there. And also, I don't think it's really fair to be taking such hospitality from a lovely crew and then lead them, which is into a possible trap on land.
I'm more concerned about us falling into a possible trap on land. I think the ship will be just fine.
We would do this away from the ship. We would.
How do we know Marnie's not going to find us first?
I think Marnie is already in Ash. No, that's the problem.
But the captain has been anything but nice to us. They've gave us a way to get out of here from that town. You know, I am much with Nana there. I feel like, you know, if any danger is going to take hold of the ship, which it's a possibility, is it not? If it's within Ash, there's a good chance that Ash could change and do some damage.
It seemed that when Marnie and Ash spoke, that the implication was not to
Hang on, they
contact
spoke?
until land. Yes, as a thought exercise, I thought I would see whether Ash could get in touch with Marnie. Obviously, before I found out how terribly evil her designs are, I thought it would be good to find at least some information. You know, seeing as Marnie is obviously Ash's patron.
I think in any case we should go find Ash and just keep a close eye on her and make sure, you know, she doesn't send Benny into some sort of gibbering mess at some point.
I think fear it's too late for that, Rudy.
Oh, is that him? I can hear crying right now.
Yes,
In
yes.
fact,
The
no,
gentle
that's the sobbing.
sobbing, in fact,
Yeah.
is
Dear.
is Benny.
Up in the kitchen, Ash, you have indeed been given cookies, but they are old stale cookies.
No,
And
no.
And their Crater is currently gobbling down what is leftovers. We're talking eggshells, orange peels, potato peels. It's just like a bucket of compost, and it's just gobbling it all down.
I love it.
We've got,
Another
like-
composting thing.
Yeah,
We're so
we're like-
eco-friendly.
Super eco-friendly.
Yeah.
We're like carbon negative at this rate.
Yeah.
That is some non-sexy cookies.
Yeah, these are more like, you know, long-lasting biscuits, the type that you bring on these kinds of journeys to have something to snack on. Saltines, crackers,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Like whatever hardtack is supposed to be.
yeah.
Disappointing cookies. Really.
For
These
Ash,
are not
probably.
sexy cookies.
No, these
No.
are
The least sexy
You-
cookies.
the opposite. But yeah, so anyone who goes looking for Ash finds Ash in the kitchen.
Well, that's okay. That's where Nana likes to be anyway. Oh, hello, Ash. How was your, I see one of you was successful. What is this?
These are not good cookies.
No. No. Look, maybe we can make some. Would you like to make some cookies together?
Yes.
All right, and then,
I don't know how to cook though.
is Lena in the kitchen at all? Is it kind of crowded?
currently, no.
Okay.
Right now, there's no one in right now except for like the cook himself is currently just going through the pantry. Looks like doing inventory. And Nana, having spent some time in the kitchen, it does look like provisions are running low.
Sorry, I'll be back in just 2 seconds.
No
Okay.
worries. Maybe Nana can make food for the crew. Just some nice little treats from her own bag, not
Yeah.
what they've got. Ash, you know what would be really nice if we made some nice cookies and then you can have some and then everyone can have some. You can help me deliver them. Doesn't that sound very nice? All right, I'll teach you how to help me, and it's probably more Nana just talking her through it, and then it's like, you know, when a toddler wants to grab something and then you're like, oh no, here's your part, and it's the part that's already fucked up, and this is my part, and it's the part that we're actually gonna use. So it's a very delicate balance of teaching, but also being like, I kind of want people to be able to eat these. So, yeah.
Fair.
I'm adding sticks in it. And
Yeah. And I was like,
leaves.
good. Is it just stuff from your hair? Wow, those are looking fantastic.
just like blowing like dirt off of it and shoving it into the mix.
I love it. Yes. Very
Feeding bits to Crater.
basically making sawdust cookies.
Yeah, I love it. Do we finish the cookies?
Yeah, you eventually make cookies.
Yes, love it.
You get a batch of cookies going, and anyone you give it to happily obliges.
What about Ash's cookie? Are you passing them out too?
There's the Lena accepts one and just puts it in their mouth, and just swallows without chewing, and just
Nom nom nom.
Oh wow, Ash, you got a taker. That's so good. I bet Lena really enjoyed it.
It was delicious. Thank you, Ash. And Lena is like, I don't know, 3 times taller than Ash. This is a frost giant.
These are my sexy cookies.
I can tell.
Arthur taught her that term. We're working on it.
Yeah. I assumed.
And then it just kind of goes. Oh my god.
Oh, Lena.
Yeah. So, is the point to have a conversation with Ash, or anyone going to go talk with the captain?
I would like to, but not unless I'm very torn. I'm kind of torn. Like, I'd like Ash to be there as well.
Okay, well, we can do that.
I don't know if everyone wants to be there, and I don't want to start a giant battle on board because I don't feel like it. So, yeah. Also, question: is the acid damage, the 1 acid damage, gone because we've had a long rest?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, love that for me. You never know.
You never know.
You never know when you need that extra hit.
Especially if another assassin shows up and one-shots you.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine, yeah. Could it be me teaching a new assassin how to make cookies? That would be amazing. Very nice, you
So what's the plan?
I don't know. How are you guys feeling about it?
Oh man,
Look,
I'm happy to fast forward.
I'm really.
I don't know if we have. I can't think of a good plan in this situation.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to start a freaking fight.
Because
I'm
I'm sort of
going
thinking.
to have a quick break while you all decide what it is that you're actually doing with me.
Fair.
That makes it sound horrible.
Fair though. Fair.
Yeah, but horrible. Okay.
So we're throwing her overboard, right?
Yeah.
Well, because I feel like if we tell the captain that she was like essentially the deliverer of the assassination drink.
I feel like if
that would be bad.
he's a very reasonable. Like, he doesn't beat around the bush, but he's not cruel. Like, you tell him that he has like.
I don't know if we know him that well.
When it comes to him and his ship, and his
I
crew,
think he'll be very protective.
He'll do what he has to, and if that's killing a 14-year-old, I think
I think she would 100% end up in the brig to start off with.
Yeah, no, but I don't think that she would necessarily die. I think she would just be, like it's because he wants the mystery solved as well. He wants to know who did it, and then we might have more allies against Morty. Is what I'm saying.
We could.
I don't. I'll put it straightforward. We are not going to be fighting Marnie.
Are you sure about that?
I am.
Are you the DM? She's smiling. I don't know.
No.
Because it's so like I know things, and it's just amazing to see you all go places.
No, we do not want to fight Marnie. If Marnie is Marnie is the patron of,
that you think
of
she
Ash,
is?
right?
Yeah.
That's like.
Oh, Darcy has just put the 2 and 2
Yeah, it's her fucking warlock patron.
Yeah.
It's essentially a god, but not.
No, I knew that. I just
we can't. We're not able to fight gods.
Nana is unable to sense fear.
Nana doesn't give a shit.
Give a shit. Yeah,
Nana doesn't give a
Rudy
shit.
is a little blinded. So yeah, Rudy's more inclined to get in contact with Marnie than not.
Why don't we just let the chips lay where they fall, and if their problem arises, the
I
problem
mean, like,
arises.
I think
can we know? I mean, is this a kill? Like, is this a god that's like, oh no, this one never dies, or like, is it killable?
So
I mean,
yeah, we're throwing her overboard, right? That's definitely. Oh, she doesn't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
no. So like, I guess
Hi, sorry.
Hi, Drac.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess more in character rather than
You
want
want to join your familiar? Bye.
So yeah, I guess as far as like what Gerald would be suggesting in character would be more like, look, the thing that is Marnie is as close to a god that as far as it matters for us, as far as I can tell. If it's anything like,
Gerald, how do you know this?
like I said, I too have a patron. That's the point. Different one, but still, I learn things.
That's a god, but not a god.
It's not a god, but I learn.
Wizards don't use patrons.
Like I said, I'm a non-traditional wizard. So anyway, I started blasting. No. No. No, I got Josie.
Gerald, I swear to Urgatha.
No.
I was playing Monster Hunter last night. I said it so many times.
All right, so no, look. And
Oh, I wouldn't swear to Urgatha, Rudy. Not while Gerald's around.
so look, the patron that teaches me is very powerful, and there is the fact is that anything I can do is taught to me either through books that I've studied at the College Arcanum, or has been provided to me from this patron in knowledge that I have learned and can now, fully express. It's not like you. I don't gain, I don't channel their power. They provide me knowledge, and I learn it, so I can do it. That's Ash's situation as well.
So this is where you learnt the phrase, all power comes with a price.
Yes, I know it very well. And the simple fact is that if Ash's patron is anywhere close to the level of mine, we're not fighting anything remotely close to that powerful. We thought the Linorm was a thing. This is on another level beyond that, and we all almost died.
Okay, well that's, you know what, this is a conversation we can have when we get closer to land.
No, but we are getting closer to
I
land
think
right
what
now.
Nana really wants to know is, are we going to talk to the captain?
Here's the problem. If Marnie is inside of Ash, and we get to land, and Ash/Marnie is locked up in the brig, what do you think this super powerful Marnie is going to do when she comes to at land and is in a prison? Nothing good to the ship, I'll tell you that much.
Don't you think it would be good to tell the captain so he can make decisions about what might happen to his ship?
I don't think the captain is in as good a position as we are to make this decision. I feel like we'd be better off, and keep in mind this is coming from me, where I think this is all going to go terribly anyway.
Yes, it certainly sounds like it, yes.
But I think if we value the captain and his ship at all, we don't tell him so that he doesn't throw Ash/Marnie in the brig, so that the ship doesn't explode or whatever the heck's going to happen there, and that we can maybe just try and defuse the bomb, as it were, as we go
set Ash
on
land
land.
and tell it off she goes, and then we go the opposite way.
Well,
And then we never confront who's responsible.
I don't. No. I mean, obviously, we need some information so that we can avoid getting caught up in the nonsense. But
I'd say we're pretty caught up in the nonsense, Gerald.
Yes, I know we are very caught
It's
up
just
in the
nonsense
nonsense.
central up in.
I have got
Honestly,
so much nonsense. But
You know what? The more we converse, the more Nana has brought up a good point. It is the captain's ship.
yes,
He does seem to at times have abilities that I don't understand. He seems to have
Of
some
course,
uncanny
yes.
connection with the weather, and he seems very respected amongst his
All right.
peers.
Well, if you're, are you suggesting we abandon Ash to the ship brig?
I'm not saying we abandon Ash in the shipwreck. I think I'm beginning to see with Nana. I think we do owe it to the captain to discuss this with him. Besides, he probably has some way of knowing everything we're talking about right now anyway.
All right, so let's just say we tell the captain, and let's say he does throw Ash in the brig, then what?
Then what
Well,
happens
then I
next is on
suppose
the
we
captain.
keep her company. And
We can't stay on the ship. We need to get back to the city.
No, I think...
I don't think she's staying in the brig once we get to land. I don't think that's really the way. I think the captain would want
true,
someone who
but-
helped with the large party disaster, perhaps.
I'm
off
just
his
not
ship.
wanting to poke the bear. You know, that's the primary motivation.
Okay,
here.
Gerald.
What's
what
wrong
if
with
the-
bears, Gerald?
what if-
I'm not
what if-
following.
What if the captain finds out that we are hiding information from him? Is that not also poking the bear? I would say that's poking the bear.
I would say
pretty
that
hard.
that's poking a
That was
less
what was-
godlike bear. Yes.
No, that is. Well, I think he's a goddamn god. I don't know about you, but
I mean, what makes you say that, Arthur?
The same reason he thinks cookies are sexy, I'm sure.
yes, no. Exactly.
I don't know. He said it with a little bit more conviction.
Um,
Do you know something we don't, Arthur?
I don't, but you just said it. He has powers that we don't.
That doesn't make. I have powers you don't. I'm not. I'm
I
not
mean,
God.
or you do know, though.
Yeah, but we know you're definitely not a god, Gerald.
I'm just saying. We could just spill,
You have
spill
died.
the tea. Spill the tea.
See, I reckon we'll go tell the captain. I'll leave that to you
But
guys.
you know what? No, Arthur, you've just sealed the deal. It's 3 versus 1. We're telling the captain.
All right, I'm just gonna go talk to Ash real quick before we go up there. So I'll meet you guys up at the captain's store.
Yeah, as this conversation has taken place, Ash, you've had Marnie whisper in your head. Says, "Come, it's time to go back home. I need to finish what I started."
This is fine.
Wow, I don't like
How
this.
close are we to land?
At this point, it would probably still be like 2 or 3 days away.
That's Arthur's footprints.
Yeah, and then Arthur comes up to you, finds you up on deck.
Now, you and I, we gotta hide. We're playing hide and seek. You and I,
Okay.
we're gonna hide together, okay?
All right.
All right.
This is such a bad idea.
You're good at this game. Where would you hide first? Don't look at the barrels because remember that's where they found you the first time. So that's the first place they're gonna look.
Oh, I've got an idea.
Yes.
And Ash is going to take off the hat.
You see, Ash takes off her hat,
Oh no.
and
Oh no.
she takes off her hat, and almost as if she's had like a bucket on something on her head, it just like starts pouring black sludge down, and out from her temples grows almost like a garland of thorns, and her skin becomes dark, mud-colored. Her arms get a little bit longer. Her eyes become yellow. Her teeth yellows. And she's dripping with mud and goo.
Ash.
And then I am going. Oh, my.
Are you using the thing?
Oh no.
The thing thing.
God, no.
The
Thing.
thing?
Thing thing.
God.
Ah.
Are you putting... And the hat that she wore now looks like a fine golden circlet. Are you going to leave the circlet behind when you do this? Or are you putting it in a pocket?
I'm putting it in a pocket.
So she puts it in the pocket and she starts sinking through the floor as her whole body starts going translucent and goopy, and she just
Can Arthur try and...
disappears between the floorboards. As you stick your hands out, she just flows through your fingers and just disappears between the floorboards.
What?
This is fine.
That's where we're gonna end for today.
This is Jesus Christ, I knew it. I love it. I actually love it.
Well, there you go. Decision taken out of her hand. She's gone. All right. Yep.
There we go.
Job done.
What the heck?
Hey, Denny.
Oh my god.
I love this. Be like, so by the way, we're gonna have Ash here too, but
Yeah, as the rest of y'all come up to deck, there's just a puddle, like a black wet stain on the floor, and Arthur's just standing there.
Oh God, what did he do to her?
Arthur, where's Ash?
Wait,
oh, what the
she
fuck,
didn't
what the fuck?
utter up to Arthur. Mr. Arthur, I don't feel too good.
Yes.
Wow.
Mr. Oblet, I don't feel so good.
Oh, I hate it here.
Thank you, Denny.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's so cool.
Hang on, a circlet. That's not Gerald's.
Probably of like transmutation, right? That's probably what's keeping her together.
It's still not Gerald's circlet.
Do you think it's not keeping her together? Be honest.
I mean,
It
if
came off.
It seems like it.
there's a lot of stuff
When?
going on here.
Oh, wait, what? Should I be looking at my inventory?
What?
What?
Why?
I
What?
don't know.
Steal something from you guys? I didn't think she did.
No, I don't think so.
Why?
But
why?
anyways, that is D&D this week. Wow.
Yeah.
For like 2 weeks, excuse me, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will be
Yeah.
back 5th of December.
Oh my God, that's too far away.
It is
Yeah.
too far away. God damn
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I love that
And,
we
nothing
left
can be
on
done
such a
about it.
cliffhanger. By the way, Ash disappeared and bye.
But nothing
So
can be
did
done
we.
about it. So that's.
I mean, we could mention mechanically how this works if Drac is okay with it. Okay, there's a combination of two things happening here.
you were
Okay,
probably
Listen,
I'm
listen.
so into it.
Yeah, no.
Three things
Like
happening.
the character Ash might come back one day, but we can explain mechanically because we were going back and forth on how to make this work, and it's amazing.
Mhm.
It is.
First of all, the hat, the circlet, is a circlet of human perfection, which makes you seem like the most pristine specimen of a human.
Wow.
Right. Okay, that's
Drac,
cool.
Ash is actually a hex blood and has been cursed by hags.
And once it was like, okay,
Yeah, I was thinking it was sounding like a little haggy, but not 100%. You know.
It's hex blood from Van Richten. It's someone who's been changed or cursed some way by a coven of hags.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And then there is also an item called, I think it's Kurin's ooze. That is,
ooze.
it's an item that you attune, and it's essentially a venom symbiote that allows you to become an ooze for a short duration of time.
Oh, okay. This explains a lot, and
Right.
Yeah,
it wasn't
So-
quite what I was thinking, but you know what? It was close enough, so I love it.
that's
Okay,
how we
that's
that's how
cool.
we worked it out mechanically.
I love
Right.
it. I love it.
I love how quickly both of you wanted that explained to be like.
But it's
this.
Yeah.
it was such a smart idea.
I know.
loved
I
it.
know.
Yeah, I just wanted to know. I was like, that's so cool. Oh, that's
To be
cool.
fair, we spent a long time going back and forth trying to create the most.
We were looking at like
Insane.
homebrew slime races and everything.
Wow.
I love it.
I don't
And
know.
then we came up with like, but if your warlock patron is Marnie, and Marnie is already known to use black oozes as a thing, then maybe what if you were or had oozy powers? And
Yeah.
we found that item called like Kithrin's ooze, and it just lets you become an ooze.
That's
Like
That's
black
perfect.
pudding.
That's pretty good.
That's so good. Oh my god, I love it.
Amazing.
Oh,
And then
Like
we had
how
the then we had the circlet of human perfection just to make her seem small and innocent, and no one would.
Oh, we didn't even
Suspect a
think
thing.
about that, did we? We didn't even think that. that was a
honestly,
problem.
until we started asking questions today and putting it together, being like, "Oh shit, that was you," I was like, "Oh, Yeah.
Mm.
That's awesome. That's
Well,
so
I mean,
good.
Rudy's comment my comment still stands. We no longer have to tell the captain anything, so that's taken.
Well,
that
I'm hoping
direction.
I get up to you before you guys are knocking on his door.
But we would come up on
Well,
deck.
We
Well,
wouldn't be.
I-
Yeah, that just come
Yeah,
up one
yeah.
day.
Yeah, I feel like we would still tell him, but be like, "Look, we lost her."
I don't think
When
we
we were
should.
shooting.
I don't think we
I don't.
should.
I don't think we should either. I think we just be like, all right, see ya.
Nah, I already told him that we had to tell him something, so otherwise he might come and ask what that
I
something is.
can't
so.
believe I was like, let's play hide and seek. We'll hide together, and then you just
She's like, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did say
Yeah.
hide together, and she was like, "Nope."
Yeah.
Fuck you. But can we not?
Welcome to join me. Can he ooze?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not the way you hope he does.
Yeah, I was gonna say not the way you do.
No. Oh. Oh. No.
If he's had
no.
like a high enough melting point, I think.
We could just melt Arthur.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
no,
I don't.
no, no, no,
How many
no,
fireballs?
You just
do you reckon
liquefy
it'll
him,
take?
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can do
Liquefied
that.
Arthur. This is
We're
fine.
not
Yeah.
Just
liquefying,
true polymorph into a puddle.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah. Oh, we could
Yeah.
gaseous form or something, right? Just turn him into a fart.
No. Arthur is perfect the way he is in his normal elf self, so.
Wait, if you have a circlet of human perfection,
Oh no.
do your ears get roused?
I wish you dropped it.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's
didn't-
human, right?
Oh, that
Yeah.
would have been good, because elves are already, like, top notch, so it would
Yeah, you would have been
Can you imagine
hot
if he was
shit.
Well, no, you
Pretending to be an elf?
would have lost your elvenness because it's human
Yeah.
perfection.
But-
Yeah,
but the
you
thing
become
is-
human.
So he-
You specifically become human.
So he has a
That's-
circlet
I
of
could
elven
blend.
projection.
I could blend.
But also,
And then-
hear me
But
out.
will it
Must be
blend?
me, I could go,
You wouldn't get as many dating
Then-
prospects because you know they're looking for you because you're an elf and you're a
Oh,
hot commodity.
While I'm in town, I'm taking it off. I'm
But you
like,
didn't get
yeah.
it. Drax,
Exactly.
I mean, we know you're taking it off.
Yeah, Ash brought it,
Ash.
but yeah, let's do like 5-10 minutes if we have it of Q&A before. Or those who have to run, feel free to run.
Oh my god.
But please don't leave the video call just yet because that will fuck everything up.
It's true.
But if there's anyone in any chats that have any questions about today's session, the game, anything, feel free to shoot them out. And
Yeah,
also,
there's a-
remember, when we do come back on the 5th of December, we are doing the 1-year anniversary for Dramonia, so please tune in. There's going to be a
Yes.
lot of fun things happening.
Yes.
will be.
Yes.
And
Now,
giveaways and shiz.
questions.
Good times.
Yeah, Larsipan says that they picked up on me commenting constantly on
Mm, how
Yeah.
perfect.
I
yeah.
figured it was
As-
just like a friggin' what are those hats with the shape shifting?
there's a hat of the Magi.
Hat of Disguise, I think?
Hat of Disguise, yes, that's also
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that.
I won't lie. At first, I was like, Josie, is Ash a zombie doll?
yeah.
It's like you were like so perfect, you know.
I've got a question. For the players, any regrets so far?
So
regrets?
many,
I have.
so many.
Flashbacks.
Making friends.
If
Where's
you-
Making
where's
friends.
making friends?
If you ever say what was the thing I haven't regretted the most, it would be the sexy cookie. That was just
I mean,
amazing.
Teaching a 14-year-old about sexy full stop is,
Yeah.
probably...
Yeah.
I know.
I was like,
but
we're all
I-
going to
I-
jail.
I
It's
basically
just-
turned it into a thing. It's something that tastes better.
Yeah,
Sexy
yeah.
is just something that's better.
No, I just feeling any feelings towards NPCs at all. Just feeling
Yeah.
feelings in general.
Can't let it happen now.
This campaign starting now that we have the mimic, this campaign is now gonna end up on doesthedogdie.com.
Shit! I will literally put
So,
my head in mimic if this happens. I forgot that we have a mimic to look out for now.
Yeah, I know, right?
It has to survive. It's yours.
It's actually mine now because Ash is gone. Fuck.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
well,
yours, and we knew
Yeah.
it was gonna be yours. It's like when the dad says, "No, I don't want a dog," and then like the dad and the dog are like
Yeah.
that, and you're like, "Yeah, we know."
And
this.
then the daughter pieces out and turns into a slime.
I see in Drax's chat, I see another question, and I will say what I always say: if someone dies, it's not my fault. It's y'all that fucked up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Except for Pesty Blame Power.
Yeah. I'll accept that one. Yeah.
We're gonna, in terms, I've got a few questions over here as well, and in terms of the regret, Rudy does regret keeping the Pallid Princess a secret, and just there was never a good time to sort of reveal it, so it may as well have been in that moment of weakness when he did remember what he had forgotten and then like accidentally letting it out. But yeah, that would be his regret. He doesn't regret following her. He just regrets keeping it a secret. He does regret it deep down. Any regrets from Gerald?
Drunkenly signing an infernal contract.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. That's probably his main regret.
Does Drac have any regrets?
Agreeing to be up this early with Australians.
Agreeing to play D&D with us idiots.
We'll just say right now, if Drac ever returns as a guest, it will be after the next daylight time shift. When we're back.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's okay. We go so slow. We'll probably only be 3 days away. Like, we'll only have been a week.
We'll almost be at shore.
Yeah, that's the only real issue that I have is the early mornings, especially when cats keep me up all night.
I'm now worried for when you do come back, because that's
what that would mean for us.
The problem is
Marnie comes back.
No.
Yeah.
The problem is we, and not that we'll forget you. It's just we'll go. All right, now we've got other stuff to deal with, and then all of a sudden you're back, and we're gonna be like, oh no, it's just gonna be that instant of, here we go. This is it. This is the problem.
Well,
the
the problem
is back.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's like if we see Ash, it's because Ash has already done something. and they're now hiding post antic, right?
Very true. In terms of the questions I've got in chat here, so one for Josie.
Oh, shoot.
Well, it's kind of for all of us, but it's like it's also like mostly like who would DM if Josie was a player? And by extension of that, what like class would you play, or what like type of character would you play, Josie, in this story?
Oh, I always play mom paladins.
I love that.
I always play momladins. That's just what I have to do.
So good.
I'm sorry, it's the rule. I have to play paladins, and I have to be a super soft shield mom. Yeah, as Larsipan puts it.
I love that. That's perfect.
I love that. I love it.
I would probably DM
that's my go-to.
And I think
I know Roju wants to DM.
I would put my hand up. Yeah,
Roju has run a smallish campaign for some of us in the past, so like it's
it was actually a biggish campaign, but it died off before before we got very far in it.
See, I'd be happy doing a one shot, but I don't think I can do a proper campaign.
You're doing a proper campaign?
No, as in like DMing.
Oh, DMing one, yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole next level of commitment that. Unfortunately, I don't have.
It's a lot of work to. I mean, well, I only say that because me, like Josie, was freaking writing everything from scratch. So
yeah.
So
I don't know if
honestly, I find it more difficult to play modules sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then you gotta memorize a book. Like you gotta memorize. You gotta study. Rather than when it's your homebrew campaign, you can make things up, and it's so much easier to remember when it's your own
actually. I haven't really run much in module wise, so I guess that's probably a good point.
I don't know how you don't just be like, you missed this every single, like, that would be my downfall as a DM. I'd be like, so I wrote this whole fucking scene, but you just walked past them. Can you just turn around? Because I stayed up all night.
Oh,
I mean,
dear.
That's my
it
usual
happens.
issue.
Yeah.
It definitely happens, but then I feel like I'll just bring it back at a later.
Yeah, just recycle
date.
it for later.
Yeah, I'll use it next time. I'll
You
bring
can
it back.
Or you could do the typical, which I've been in games before, where they go, the forest is too thick for you to walk through. Oh, you go the other way. The forest is too thick for you to walk through.
just like game walls, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
But then you have
Nah.
us sassy players, and we just do produce flame in the
It's
forest.
like I burn the
morning.
forest down with a fireball.
Yeah, the forest seems to be untouched by your fireball. It was not strong enough.
Yeah.
No, like I feel like there's a bit of a rule of thumb when it comes to stuff like that. It's like if the party goes somewhere else, even if it's not where the main story is, make sure there's like lore points that pertain to the story. So even if they do something completely different, at least they get like a breadcrumb of the major plot from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still want to know
I'm
more
being
about
told
that train.
you basically go, that's where it's supposed to be. They've gone that way, so you just go,
Yeah, well, that is if you haven't told them any directions or if you planned without saying anything.
yeah.
If you go like, yeah, if they head towards the coast, there will be a cool mansion on the edge, and then you go, well, we'll go to the forest, and you just go like, there's a cool mansion in the forest.
But it's a different one, but it's the same thing.
It's the same one.
There's actually it's actually something that came up in level design courses, is that if a player does go in a direction that you're not expecting, find out why they went in that direction. Why did they end up in a place, and did they feel satisfied going in that direction? You can, if players don't do something you expect, you can then look at that, and then next time you run that campaign, or if you ever have to revisit that section of the map or that section of the story again, you can then ensure that there's something there for them if they do, or if the other player goes in that direction.
I go in that direction because I'm a little shit and I want to see everything the game has to
Yeah.
offer. And I get mad when there's a wall in the way, and I just am like, I can step over this stick, I swear.
Yes. See, that's exactly right. And then when you make it over that stick, Cuddly, and there's nothing there, that immense disappointment of like, well, I worked so hard to get here. Whereas
Because I broke the game and then I fall through the floor, and then I'm like, I see why they didn't want me to go. across
I'm
this
actually
stick now.
satisfied when I get that result. I'm like, ha
Broken.
You beat them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're ready to go raid anyone, but I've actually dropped into this Dungeons and Dragons channel a little while ago called This Show is a Mimic. And they were doing a currently 24-hour live streaming charity for Doctors Without Borders. And
that's
basically they're playing the game of DM roulette. And basically how that works is the D20 is whoever's the DM, everyone else is players. They already got pre-rolled players, and then after a certain amount of time, the D20 swaps over to the next one. So everyone is DMs, everyone's players. So they're someone I'd like to raid if that's okay, or
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm open.
I've got a few more questions in here, but I'm
Yeah,
thinking
go for it.
well, I was gonna say, like, to those of you who are asking questions in chat, hold on to those questions, or I'm not sure if anyone else has done it in their Discords, but if you're in the Aussie Devro Discord, pop it in the D&D text channel, and I can bring those questions up on our actual anniversary night.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Definitely.
No, Donk, Orb is not telling you to shut up.
And in my Discord, there are two channels. There's 3 channels actually. There's one for those of you who'd like to write some fanfic. There's one for fan art, and there is one for questions that you want to bring up for the 5th of December.
Yes. I do have a D&D channel on there, so yeah, if you do have questions, definitely save them up, I would say, and put them in the Discords, because we'll go through a whole bunch of them when we come back on the 5th. And that would be good for us. Because then we can also like have them in advance, and we can have a bit of a think about our responses maybe, and come up with some good answers for you.
And please don't forget about that art competition. We will be giving away a digital copy of a D&D Beyond book
Of your choice.
Of your choice. Yes, exactly. It's of your choice. So if you do want to get into Dungeons and Dragons, and you're not quite sure how to go about it, you could easily get the Player's Handbook if you win the art competition. That gives you
Or
a
a
great
Dungeon
starting
Master's
point.
Guide.
Or a Dungeon Master's Guide. Exactly. So there's actually again, jump to the Discords. I know in my Discord I've posted the poster shot of all the characters, the main characters, and again, you can ask questions or check up on any of the D&D VODs. I know Roju's got them on his channel. I've got it on my YouTube channel. Josie's got them all saved on Twitch, I'm pretty sure.
Most of them.
So between the three of us, you'll get all of them.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, the stuff's all out there if you guys want to catch up on the campaign, because I know it is episode 38. We are,
You got 2
cracking
weeks.
into it.
2
You got
weeks
2
off.
weeks to binge 37 episodes of Dramonia.
That's right.
There will be a pop quiz when we return.
There won't be.
There will be.
You're
There
all
will be.
passed.
This will be on the test. Yeah, there will be, for those wondering, there will be a total of 2 giveaways on the 5th. One will be a raffle, an open raffle, and the second will be the fan art competition.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very, very good.
But
set.
yeah, if no one else has any
I feel,
pressing questions.
I feel ready to roll. I need to go do the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or drop that name in the Discord. I'll just go talk
I
to my
have
chat for a little bit.
work tomorrow and it's
Throwing
midnight.
it in the Discord now.
Excellent. Alrighty. I will.
Perfect.
Well, thank you, everyone. Especially thank you to Drac for joining us.
Yes.
Bye,
Thank you so
Drax.
much,
Thank
and we
you.
will
Yes.
we will see if Ash returns in the future.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's been fun. Yeah, I hope Ash returns at some point.
That would be awesome. I look forward to
Yes.
it.
That would be really awesome.
Yep. We definitely
Alrighty.
enjoyed having
I think you mean it'll be awesome.
Ah.
Oh, there had to be one more. I'm leaving. I'm leaving now. Goodbye.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's do the raid.
All right. Let's...
At this show is a minute.
I think that's the.
Yeah. Well,
There we go.
All right. Well, gonna leave that in the hands of my mods. Bye. Bye.
See ya. Boop. There we go. All right, everyone's saying goodnight to their chats. I don't know if there's, well, it seems like there's just a very small number of people chilling out with me tonight. But thank you, anyone who dropped in, anyone who drops by on the YouTube VODs or anything like that. Always a pleasure having anyone here hanging out or saying hi or anything. Hopefully there will be some more streams this week from me personally, and I hope to see you then. And remember, jump on the Discord for all the D&D stuff, to enter the competition or anything like that. Let's go say hi to This Show is a Mimic. Have a good one, everyone. Cheerio.